And welcome in to Lovington Softball State Playoff on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan. It's an exciting Saturday as the first game in this quad has already taken place and Los Alamos beat Bernalillo 11-3. That means the winner of this game between Lovington and Moriarty will play at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and that will determine the championship of this quad and who moves on to the state tournament in the winner's bracket. But the loser of that game following this one will also move on, but in the consolation bracket. So there is one fewer day in the state tournament this year. It all begins on next Wednesday with just the 2A, the 1A, 2A, 3A schools and softball playing, and then the Lovington, if they win this game, they move on and they will play next Thursday. And it just depends on are they going to win this game, and then are they going to win the next game and stay in the winner's bracket. We will see. They must move this, and they need to win this game though, and then move on to play Los Alamos this afternoon. So that's what they want to do, and they are here and ready to take the field first. And we'll run down the starting lineup for your visiting Moriarty Pintos. The ladies have just been announced. Thank you very much for watching and listening on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I understand that the Lovington boys baseball team lost to Albuquerque Academy today. 3-1 was the final score. So the Lovington boys season is done. That's why we are on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com, which is where that game was. All right, ready to step up to the plate is the leadoff batter for Moriarty. The Lady Pintos is number 15, Emma Rodriguez, and she hits the first pitch she sees. It goes to the circle. It's knocked down. It's deflected, and then it's tossed over, but not in time. It is not a playable ball. It was knocked down, deflected, yeah. And so I think they're just going to make sure, because it went out. It was hit right back to Urahara. She is the starting pitcher for Lovington, and they're just making sure, I guess, that she's okay, that it did hit her, but I think she's fine. It just kind of went off of her and off the glove. So there is no error. Emma Rodriguez is going to consider reaching on an infield single. And that's going to bring up number 20, Christina Means, your first baseman, to the plate. Means is followed by Isabella Gallegos, the pitcher, on deck. Or in the hole, rather, and Means is on deck and Gallegos is in the hole, and the first pitch is in, a swing and a miss for strike one, the second pitch of this game. No outs, a runner on first, as this is an exciting quad playoff hosting situation for Lovington. What a beautiful pitch by Urahara on the outside corner. Yes, a strike two. Urahara in the circle. Honey Morales behind the plate. That's your battery. Olguin at first, Corral at second, Rodriguez at short, Yaya Garcia at third, Bailey Garcia in center, Castro in right, and there's a foul ball off to the right, off toward the Lovington dugout. Count remains 0-2. Means protecting the plate there, and I'll have to check the book and see who it is who's left. I actually think that is Bailey Garcia out in left field, and I had two players at position 8 in the lineup, and I'm pretty sure that's a Bailey Garcia in left and Ellis in right. All right, so one out now. And that brings up Gallegos to the plate, the pitcher. And that is going to be a ball. So 1-0, one out, one runner on first. Thank you, Evie Stuber, for letting me know video and audio. Audio is nice and strong and clear, and video is good. And that's going to be a strike to even things up. So 1-1 is your count. Second game of the day, and swing and a miss. Brought the heat. Urahara with a nice drop ball over the outside corner for strike two. I've been watching a lot of the SEC tournament and some of the other softball tournaments on TV over this last week and even last night. I'm a little bleary-eyed. I was watching good games, and it's always really great to see fantastic collegiate softball and to listen how those games are called. And it's so I've really it's all about softball for me here in this last 24 hours. Oh, swing and a miss. Beautiful. Again, Urahara bring the heat over the outside corners. Got a nice drop ball that goes. She also has a riser and a really nice change up from her. Haven't seen that yet. But 2 strikeouts, 2 outs, and now Sienna Rios is to the plate. And that's going to miss outside for a ball. Rios playing third base for Moriarty. On deck is Milligan, and then the whole Rios if they get that far. Lovington, of course, would like to shut things down right now. That is a beautiful pitch. Again, Urahara bringing that over the outside corner. Had some good late break to it. Not as fast. It was a slightly off-speed pitch. Rios leaned on it but didn't offer. So that's going to be a 1-1 count. And there is another call strike. So this ump is definitely calling the corners, and as long as he does that consistently for all pitchers and both teams and everybody knows what to expect, that's not a problem. Beautiful swing and a miss, and another strikeout, and that's it. 3 straight strikeouts. Good pitching by Urahara, and even though Moriarty got 1 on base on a little hit back right to the pitcher, an infield single, there were no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. So we'll be back with the bottom of the first inning, and Lovington coming up to the plate. More Lady Wildcat softball from state action on the way.
Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Congratulations, students.
And welcome back to Lovington Softball State Playoffs on Lovington Sport 22 at HobbsAmerica.com. Time for the Lady Wildcats to come to bat. Bottom of the first inning, no score yet. They are taking on Moriarty in the second game of the day. Our contract, very specific contract with NMAA, does not allow us to broadcast these playoff games unless there's at least one Lee County team playing in it. So we did not have that earlier game for you, but if Lovington wins this game, they move on. They play the winner of that first game, Los Alamos, after this game. Supposed to start at 3 o'clock. We'll see how long this game lasts, and Lovington up to the plate now. Leadoff hitter is Honey Morales, the catcher, and that is going to be a call strike on the outside corner. He called that pitch for Urahara, and the ump being consistent on that outside corner. So 0-1, Morales has a look at it, now looking to get something started for Lovington. And that's going to hit the outside corner as well. That was a little higher and a little less speed on that, but still a good pitch. So Lovington's got to understand that the ump is calling that outside corner, and they're just going to have to go ahead and start swinging at that and trying to pick it up. There's a grounder headed to third base. Rios is on it, picks it up, and fires to first. Did they get her in time? Yes, by maybe half a step. Honey Morales with tons of speed almost beat that out, but instead it is 5-3 in the books for out number 1. And that is going to bring up Sabri Sanchez. She's a designated player in this game, so she is not playing in the field, at least to start this game, but she is batting. So she'll start to try to get something started offensively. Beautiful grounder, hot one between first and second base. Played well out there by Rodriguez and thrown in, but it's a nice, sharply hit single for Sanchez, and Lovington is in business with a runner on first. And that brings up number 9, Jocelyn O'Gean, your first baseman, to the plate. Zimri Ellis is on deck, and Sabri Rodriguez is in the hole. All right, and no outs. I've got that score bug was flipped over to 1. I may have brushed that, I guess. And there is a foul ball. Olguin way in front of that and hits that over to the Moriarty dugout. Olguin batting third in the lineup. Very capable hitter. 0-1 count. It's good that the first pitch she saw, she's already making contact with that ball. That's a pitch right down the pike. She may have thought that looked a little high coming in, but that was a call strike. So that's kind of a warning to Lovington batters that it looks like the ump also will call things at the letters. And there, a sharply hit ball. Man, she smoked that. Unfortunately, it's foul. It goes all the way to the fence down that third base line. Olguin really wanting to get a hit and bring Sanchez around, maybe in. So Lovington has had really good offensive production all year. They have been outscoring opponents, a lot of run-ruled games, a lot of games by, that they've won by 10, 15 runs or more. Oh, a line drive shot out into left field, and it gets by Lawson and goes to the wall. Rounding second is Sanchez. She will score, and it's an RBI triple for Olguin. A well-hit ball. That was a really sharply hit ball, a line drive out into left field. So an RBI triple scores Sanchez, and Lovington is on the board. So 1-0 now, 1 out, and Zimri Ellis, center fielder, to the plate. Runner on third. Lovington wants to get as many runs on the board as they can, and the ump didn't like that pitch for some reason. I think he turned, started to call it a strike, and then thought better of it. So a ball, 1-0 count, 1 out, a runner on third. Lovington with one across already, looking at, and there's a hit. It's also a long fly ball, a line driver that goes between right and center, and is picked up and played by Rios and played off the wall, thrown in, but Ellis has an RBI double. She slides into second base. So Jocelyn Olguin crosses the plate. Lovington up 2-0 with Ellis in scoring position and Zabri Rodriguez at the plate. Yaya Garcia on deck. So Zabri, your shortstop for Lovington. Swing and a high fly ball headed out to deep center, and going over for it's Rios, and she makes the grab and throws it in, and that's going to hold Ellis on second base. A well hit ball, a couple more feet, it would have been out of the park, but instead it's just a long fly out. All right, and I'm not quite sure what the questions are about here. Oh, okay, on the warning track. There, the coach, and I'm assuming that's the head coach, Patricia Gallegos, out to ask the ump, saying she was going to go out and check. And thank you, Evelyn Olguin, up in the booth here. I didn't know what the question was about, or could be about, but apparently in going after that really well-hit ball by Rodriguez, Rios out there in the center field slipped on the warning track right next to the fence, and the call stands. It was an out, and center fielder's okay, and now we are ready to go back to play. 2 outs, a runner on second, and Yaga Garcia up to the plate. First pitch is outside for ball number 1. 1-0 the count, 2 outs, a runner on second. Lovington would like to just keep the line moving here and score as many runs as they can in their first at bat. We're at the bottom of the first inning. That's high and outside. I think that probably crossed the outside of the plate, but a little too high to be a strike. So 2-0 the count on Garcia. If she can find her way on, Daphne Urahara is on deck, and Castro in the hole as right down the pike, and again, I'm not sure. I don't know. And I'm happy that was a call ball, 3-0 count. But again, from here, it looked like it was a strike, so I'm not quite sure how to tell you that it's not. That is a call strike. I think the take sign on, of course, the coach playing the percentages there. And 3-1 count now, though. I'm assuming that those were either they were short. I can't see the plate that they left, that they fell a little short of the plate or a little low to be called strikes. That is also low and inside. So Yaya Garcia works a walk, and now with 2 outs, runners on first and second, and the pitcher, Daphne Urahara, to the plate. Now Castro on deck and Garcia in the hole. The first pitch is going to float high and outside for ball number 1. Runners are still on first and second for Lovington after Sanchez hit a single. Olguin had an RBI triple. Ellis had an RBI double, and she stands out on second base. Oh, a smoker, but it's going to go foul, out of play, off into the left field corner. Giving chase was Lawson. Got to hand it to her. She was hustling out there to see if she could try to reach it in time, and she could not, so it becomes a long strike one. 1-1 the count. As Urahara in the circle, of course, to start this game for Lovington. Now, that is Gallegos in the circle for Moriarty. Pacheco's behind the plate. Means at first, Tumali at second, Milligan at short, Rios is at third, Lawson in left, Rios in center, and Rodriguez in right. A long fly is going to go foul. No, are they going to say it bounced? It was fair. It bounced in fair territory. It bounced in and then went out. And right fielder Rodriguez gave chase to it and threw it in, but it is going to score 1. So Urahara with an RBI single drives in Ellis, the speedy Ellis. Great base running speed. And now Lovington is up 3-0. Yaya Garcia moves to third. And Daphne Urahara is on first. So runners at the corners. And there will be a courtesy runner for Daphne Urahara. Pesha Gonzalez is going to be on first. So pitchers and catchers automatically get a courtesy runner if they so choose. You can substitute pinch runners, so to speak, and pinch hitters freely in and out in high school in softball. That floats high for ball 1. Malaya Castro, right fielder at the plate. Pesha Gonzalez goes to second. The throw goes to the shortstop, trying to lure Yaya Garcia off at third, but it does not work. So 3-1 is your count on the batter, by the way. And that's going to be a call strike. Beautiful pitch as Gallegos brought the heat on that. Fastball at the knees. And that I think brings it to 3-1. And that's going to miss low and inside. Yeah, I had that down already for, nope, that's 2-1. So 2-1 is the count. So 2-1 on Castro. And a swing and a foul ball down the third base line as Castro in front of the ball. She also is a capable hitter and anxious, I think, to keep the line moving for Lovington and keep those scores. She's aware, got runners on second and third, don't want to waste them, want to move them in, and Castro trying to do that, but so far she's pulling everything foul down that third base line. And there she does again. And the Gallegos is pitching to the inside corner on Castro, and Castro is just pulling her elbows in and snapping the bat around pretty quickly. So Gallegos may move out to the outside corner on a pitch. We'll see what she does here on a 2-2 count. And Castro fouls that one off as well now with 2 strikes on her, protecting the plate, and got to make contact. You can just feel how anxious she is, but she really is a capable hitter, and she keeps her cool. She, like many of the Lovington girls, like Olguin and others, really play pretty well under pressure. There's a little pop foul. It's going to end up going into the dugout, so not playable, although Rios came over from left. I was looking, I've got 2 Rioses, and that is Sienna Rios at third base for Moriarty. And in center field, that is Shea Rios. Here we are back to Malaya Castro with a 2-2 count on her still. Ooh, that is a ball a little inside, and that's really one of the first inside pitches that was that was close to the strike zone. So it shows that this may not be calling the inside corner as liberally as the outside. Oh, swing and a miss. Castro goes down swinging, but that's okay. The Lovington still putting 3 across in this at bat. 3 outs and the first strikeout for Gallegos. Castro is the last batter for them up. So there were 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We go to the top of the second inning. Moriarty coming up to the plate. Lovington leading 3-0, and we'll be back with more Lovington softball state playoffs on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Athletes of Lee County, R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Lovington Municipal Schools welcomes everyone back. Students, faculty, staff, and parents. This year, show your Wildcat spirit by supporting Lovington students and their activities. While the students are working hard on their games and grades, Lovington schools are working hard for your students and parents. They have a great website full of helpful information to keep you up to date. Check out lovingtonschools.net and stay up to date with Lovington school activities and announcements. And
welcome back to Lovington softball state playoff action here as Lovington trying to win this first game against Moriarty and move on to play Los Alamos, who beat Bernalillo 11-3 in the first game, the 11 o'clock game that was played here in this quad, kind of a regional playoff, you might say. Based on the top 4 teams, Lovington seeded third gets to host this quad. As it happened, Carlsbad hosted the 5A quad. And Hobbs lost their game against Carlsbad last night. The Lady Eagles softball season is over. They had a good, solid season, though. Congratulations to them. Artesia is hosting another quad just an hour or 15 minutes away. And then Lovington hosting a quad here. So I think Southeast New Mexico showing up very well in softball this season. And congratulations to all of those teams as we move forward. And the first pitch is in, the second pitch is in, and fouled back. So a 1-1 count on Aubrey Milligan. And that's going to be a ball 2. 2-1 the count now. First batter up, Milligan, your shortstop for Moriarty. Shea Rios on deck, and Antoinette Tumale is at second. That's a beautiful pitch, and that hit the inside corner at the knees. A lot of heat on that, and that's a good indication. The higher inside balls are not getting called strikes so far with this. Again, not a criticism, observation. That's the kind of info you need as a pitcher and a batter to know what to expect. A swing and a miss, and a strikeout as Milligan goes down swinging, and that is the 4th strikeout for Daphne Urahara, the starting pitcher in the circle today in this game for Lovington. Rios, center fielder, Shea Rios is up at the plate. Tumale is on deck, and Ruiz is in the hole. First pitch is in. It's a ball. Honey Morales, who had been the second baseman for Lovington for years, moving into the catcher's position. Swing and a miss is a nice pitch. Urahara bringing a kind of a drop ball, fastball over the plate. And Rio swinging, but missing, even up the corner. And a swing and a miss on a pitch. Had good late-breaking movement. Outside corner call. And Rio swinging at that. Not a call strike, but Rio's bat a little too short, but it probably would have been a call strike, and that misses a little low. for ball 2. So evens things up. The catcher, Daphne Quiroga, for the last few years for Lovington, had left the team, quit, and Morales was moved into the catcher's role. High fly ball. It's going to go out of play off to the right, and the count remains 2-2. But TJ Miracle called one or two of those guys. I think the final 2 games of the district season, the regular season, the district games, and said that Morales did an excellent job behind the plate. So it's a good thing for the Lady Wildcats of Lovington to be deep in talent that you can move around and still get the jobs done. And that's a credit to the players and to the coaching and to the coaches as well. Huge hole out there between second and short, and just a little Texas leaguer, kind of a line drive that died. I think the wind may have, I don't know if the wind carried that or helped it, kind of held it up a little bit. A line drive shot, a true hit, nothing anybody could have done. It was not playable by anybody, but Castro came in on it and make the good stop and the throw in. So Rios with a single is on first base. 1 out, a runner on first, and that is Tumale, the second baseman, up to the plate. So 1 out, a runner on first. Short and second base have shifted back to regular play. They kind of shifted out, and there had been a huge hole there between short and second during that last batter. She ended up not hitting it out in that hole, but hitting it to right field. But now the players have shifted back. That is going to hit the inside corner. Again, this ump is calling the inside corner on the lower balls. I would say from the waist down, it looks like. So 2-1 the count. And a foul off sharply off of the bat down the right field line. First base line, it went foul. So 2-2 the count now. Let me catch the score bug back. But we are here in the top of the second inning. Lovington leading Moriarty 3-0. And in this, there's 1 out, a runner on first, and a 2-2 count on Tamale at the plate. Ruiz is on deck and Pacheco in the hole. And that's going to run the count full. So 3-2 the count. And a flinch, kind of a bit of a check swing. The home ump checked with the ump down the first base line. He said, nope, she did not go. It was not a strike. There are 3 umpires for this game. Yes, call, strike on the outside corner. Urahara hitting the corner. And a nice one. Call, strike, and that is her 5th strikeout as Tumale goes down looking. And that brings up Peyton Ruiz, the center fielder. Rest. Pacheco on deck, and then top of the order, but Lovington would like to shut things down and get this 3rd out here if they can. That misses away, a little too outside for ball 1. Urahara with 5 strikeouts in the game so far, and we are just in the top of the second inning, so she's accounting for 5 of the 6 outs. The other was, let's see, now that's it. She's accounted for all the outs so far in this game. And we'll see how this 3rd out goes. 2-0 is the count, though, on Ruiz. Is Moriarty making the drive down? It's Moriarty about 4.5 hours away from here. That just misses the outside corner. Is Lovington faithful kind of groaning on that one a little bit. 3-0 the count. We'll see. I would assume that the take sign is on the Ruiz, but maybe not. Some coaches give the green light, and that is going to miss low and inside for ball 4. First walk issued by Urahara. I believe that's the 2nd walk of the game, though, as Gallegos, the pitcher for Moriarty, walked 1 in the bottom of the 1st. So a walk, but still 2 outs. If Lovington can concentrate on that, and concentrate on not giving up any runs. That misses a little outside on Pacheco for ball 1. So 1-0. Runners on first and second now. Shea Rios reached on the single, and then Ruiz reached on the walk. Swing and a miss. Urahara bringing the heat. A low, right at the knees across the plate, and Pacheco with a swing and a miss. So Lovington just concentrating on getting these outs, not give up any runs. They're leading 3-0, but the potential tying run is at the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Oh, a throw down, a snap throw down to first, and that's amazing. That is the third out. As nice work, Morales with a snap throw down to Olguin, and together they caught Ruiz. Off base. So that's not a call that you see a lot. I mean, that's not something I put in the book a lot. From 2 to 3 for the third out, but it's a good thing for Lovington. So third out. So there were no runs on one hit, no errors, and only one left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Your Lovington Lady Cats coming up to the plate. They lead 3-0, and we'll be back with more Lovington softball state playoff action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Cats.
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation, electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
Norlee General Hospital supports all Lee County High School athletic programs and is proud to bring you this live play-by-play action. Norlee Hospital knows your health needs should be taken seriously, which is why their physicians are always first to react. Why choose another hospital when you can have one right at home with Norlee General Hospital? Call Norlee at 396-6611 or come by for a visit and talk to their staff and bring back that state title.
And welcome back to Lady Cats softball. First batter up for Lovington is Bailey Garcia, batting in the ninth hole, as they say. A screamer line drive headed out to left field. Lawson gets a glove on it but can't hold on to it. But she does knock it down, chase it, and throw it in. So that is going to be an E7. And Bailey Garcia with a well-hit line drive out to left field is on base. And, I'm going to call that an error because it did hit Lawson's glove. I think it was a catchable ball. She got there in time, and she had the glove up, but she just didn't hang on to it. So Bailey Garcia out on second, or now third base, yeah. And that's going to miss, and that is going to get by Pacheco. And Bailey thinks about it, but then comes back to third base. Not quite sure that I think it's a good decision, as it didn't take long for Pacheco to get that ball and get back. Might have been a call out at the plate. As it is, it's just a ball. So ball one, top of the order now is Morales trying to keep the things rolling. And a swing and foul back. It looked like it was going to hit her. I think if she hadn't swung at it, I think it would have hit her. So it's a strike, 1-1 the count. Morales at the plate, Sanchez on deck, Olguin in the hole now. Lovington up 3-0 against Moriarty. The winner of this game will turn around and play Los Alamos, who won the first game today here at Lady Wildcat Field. Oh, a swing and a line drive shot straight up the middle will score one. It is played well by Shea Rios. She comes forward, knocks it, gets it, and throws it in to her cutoff at shortstop. But wow, that's an RBI single for Honey Morales. So Lovington up 4-0 now with no outs. Sabri Sanchez, designated player of the plate. She hit a single and scored her first time up. It's her second plate appearance. Shows bunt, lays one down the first base line, and nobody came in on it. The first baseman, Means, went back to her base, and there was no way that Pacheco at catcher and Gallegos in the circle were going to get to that in time to make a play. So a mental error, but it isn't an error in the books, as nobody got it. Nobody, there was no throw and no throw in time. So Sabri Sanchez with an RBI bunt single, and Lovington with one more on the board, 5-0 now. An RBI bunt single again. That's not a one that you get to write down often, but I'm happy to do it. Very happy to do that, as Morales is on second and Sanchez is on first. And a timeout for Moriarty as Coach Gallegos, that is Patricia Gallegos, goes out to talk to her team with no outs and, a run across as well. That's I said there was a runner scored. She didn't. She moved to second. It did move the runner, but so 4-0. It's not 5-0, but it is 4-0. Got a little ahead of myself, a little anxious. I'm just sorry. Maybe I'm prophesying just a little bit, right? Maybe with no outs and runners on first and second, that next run is going to come pretty soon. We'll see. We can hope. But one across in this at bat for Lovington so far. Runners at first and second, and Lovington trying to keep the line moving, increase their score, and that's going to miss the outside corner, be just a little high and outside for ball one. That is Jocelyn O'Gean, first baseman, up to the plate. She had an RBI triple and scored her first time up. It's her second plate appearance, so she's 1 for 1. Good pitch right down the pike, and yep, the ump said, you bet. So this count on her is even, 1-1, no outs, runners on first and second, one across the plate already in this at bat for Lovington here. We're just in the bottom of the second. Lovington looking to do as much damage early on as they can. Beautifully long hit ball, a fly going out to left field though, and Lawson comes in on it and makes the grab this time and hangs on to it. So O'Gean gives it a ride. A fly out to left field though is going to be 1 out. Runners stay at first and second. No opportunity to tag and run on that one as Lawson made the grab. The last time she had a ball hit out there, it hit her glove, and she wasn't able to hang on to it. This time, unfortunately, for Lovington, she does. And that pitch is over the inside corner, and it's going to be a call strike on Zimri Ellis. 1 out, 0-1 count. Ellis had an RBI double and scored her last time up. She's one of the 3 Lady Wildcats to cross the plate in their first at bat. Good pitch on the inside corner, and she snapped it foul sharply down the third base line past the Moriarty dugout for strike 2. Got to be protecting the plate now, and got to remember that this ump is calling that outside corner very consistently. He's calling the inside corner as long as it's a lower pitch. He's not calling that inside. Hasn't yet called that inside corner when it's been around the waist or above. Not, even below the letters. He kind of has stayed away from that. Again, not a criticism. Once you get an ump and he's calling pretty consistently, or she's calling consistently, that's just information that helps you as a pitcher and a catcher know a little more what to expect. The calls to expect. It doesn't mean it's 100%. It's always going to be what you expect. Whoa, swing and a miss. A low, and the ball's dropped, and she goes to first, and there is no throw as it gets away from Pacheco.
Now batting, senior number 17.
But it does move the runner down. So Morales will get to third, and Sanchez to second, and 1 out now. 2 outs. Yep, 2 outs. 2 outs. Yeah. That is a right down the pike. Not a lot of speed on it. Kind of a medium speed pitch by Gallegos, but right in the zone. And Zabri Rodriguez had a nicely hit ball, a long fly out to center field. Her first time up. She's 0 for 1. 2 outs, runners on second and third. Lovington has done a lot of damage against opponents this season with 2 outs. They have scored a tremendous amount of runs after logging 2 outs in at bat. So it's not panic time at all here. They're on the board. They're up 4-0, but 2 strikes and a grounder is Sienna Rios's error. It's a hot grounder and it took a funny hop, but it hit her glove and went off. I think she had a chance to stop it and just step on the bag, and she did not. So an E5 is going to put Zabri Rodriguez on first, and it scores Morales. So now, I told you a minute ago I was a little ahead, jumping the gun, saying 5-0 Lovington, but now I was not quite a liar. Now it is true. 5-0, runners at the corners, and Yaya Garcia to the plate. First pitch is a ball. So that is Zabri Sanchez on third, Zabri Rodriguez on first, 2 outs. Yaya Garcia reached on a walk and got stranded her last time up. Urahara on deck, Castro in the hole. Ooh, swing and a miss on the inside corner, and that did allow Zabri Rodriguez, so went to second with no throw. Without a swing and a miss, kind of the screen out by the batter, would the catcher have thrown down to second, or would have been just reached on indifference? I don't know. There's a sharply hit ball, and again it hits Rios' glove and goes out to left field, and it will score 1, and the throw comes in over the catcher, and that's going to allow Lovington to get 2 runs across. Yaya Garcia on an E5 reaches second base, but it scored Sanchez and it scored Rodriguez, and now Lovington was briefly 5-0. Now they're 7-0. Still 2 outs. What I tell you about Lovington scoring a lot of runs this season with 2 outs really doesn't faze them. It doesn't. They just have been able to keep the line moving in a lot of games, and this one included. Beautifully hit ball, a grounder. This one stopped by Sienna Rios, and the throw over to first to Means is successful. So 5-3 in the books for third out, and that means Lovington's at-bat is done, but not before they put 4 runs across, and your score is 7-0, and we'll go to the top of the third inning. Be back with more Lovington's softball playoff action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
And welcome back to Lovington. The Lady Cats softball state playoffs on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the bottom of the second inning, Lovington plated 4 runs on 2 hits. There were 2 errors and 1 left on base. So we go to the top of the third inning, and it's the bottom of the lineup, Pacheco, and then Rodriguez Mean. So 9, 1, and 2. Pacheco was actually batting when that snap throw from Morales to Olguin down to first caught the runner off the base for the third out. So Leah Pacheco didn't get to finish her at bat. So she starts with a 0-0 count, though, an 0-0 count. She shows bunt and pops a little bit on Jocelyn Olguin, doing her best to try to get there. And if anybody could, it would be Jossie, but she was already driving toward thinking the bunt was going to be, of course, on the ground, and driving toward home plate, could not shift and get there on time. Probably a good idea. She didn't shift faster. Could have been a knee. Could have gotten a knee injury on that. But still, foul ball, first punch, and she shows bunt again. This time misses the ball. Did she pull it back in time? No, and I think she may have made some weak contact with it. So 0-2 count. First batter up. It'll be Rodriguez on deck, Means in the hole. This is Pacheco's first plate appearance, continuing the one that was started in the other at bat. That misses outside. Lovington faithful went in the call on that, but yeah, I think the umpire was right, a little too outside. But Urahara has been hitting that outside corner. She's got a nice breaking ball, an outside breaking ball. that she throws at different speeds, and a swing and a miss, as that would have been a call strike, I think, just on the inside corner, kind of a check swing, half swing by Leah Pacheco, and a strikeout, and that is strikeout number 6 for Urahara in the circle. Nice work from her today. 1 out, now top of the lineup, as Rodriguez up to the plate, Means on deck, Gallegos in the hole. If they get that far, Lovington would be happy with a 3-up, 3-down sitch here. A swing and a sharply hit ball down the first baseline over to the Lovington dugout, as Rodriguez was way in front of that. And as a left-handed batter and a swing away batter, at least so far, she had an infield single and reached and got stranded her first time up. And that's going to hit the outside corner. Man, nice, as Urahara with a changeup. Took a lot of speed off that, floated it up there, hit the outside corner. So quickly and ahead of this batter, an 0-2 count, 1 out, nobody on. And a check swing, and she did not break the plane, and the ump said that it was outside, and he checked with the ump down the third baseline, and he said no. I think that they're right. She did not break the plane, but 1-2 count. And a swing and a high fly ball, little pop. Olguin going over it. That was tricky catch for her, as she had to look down, make sure she didn't stumble over first base going back. Backing her up was Corral, but nice work by Olguin to catch that little pop. For out number 2, pop to position 3, out 2, and third batter up is number 20, Christina Means, your first baseman for Moriarty, the Lady Pintos. Swing and a miss. Nice speed on that Urahara, hitting the inside corner. So 2 outs, an 0-1 count. Gallegos on deck, Rios in the hole, but Lovington would like to keep Moriarty from launching a 2-out rally and get this third out with this batter here. Swing and a miss, as Urahara bringing some speed over the outside corner, had some good breaking action on it, and Means just a kind of a half-hearted swing. I think she decided kind of late that she better swing at it because it was probably going to cross the outside corner and get called a strike anyway. I think it would have. That misses a little too outside, so that'll be a 1-2 count now. 2 outs, nobody on. Here we are, top of the third inning. Lovington is leading this one 7-0, and they want to move forward and play Los Alamos at 3 o'clock for the winner of this quad to move on to the state tournament in the winner's bracket. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's out number 3, and that is strikeout number 7 for Daphne Urahara. Nice work. So SO, 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the third inning, back with more Lady Wildcat state softball action.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcacnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. All right, here we are in the bottom of the third inning. And it is the bottom of the order. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Lovington, trying to increase their score. They're 7-0 right now, and that is Castro up to the plate. She's anxious to hit, so anxious. She's a capable hitter, but sometimes I think she wants it so much that she will swing and miss and just not make contact. DePorto wants to settle her down. He's probably telling her, you got this. All you have to do is meet the ball. All they have to do is get solid contact, try to get a base hit. Just meet the ball. That's all she does. Level her swing out and really meet the ball. Watch it all the way to the bat. And if she does that, Castro's got power. She's a capable hitter. She wants to get things started. Yeah, there it goes. There's a fly ball. It's going out to Shea Rios in center field, though. So well-hit ball, but also a caught and first out. So Castro giving it a ride, but she accomplished. She made solid contact with that ball. Fly out to position 8, and Rios had to come in on that ball, kind of play the wind. There's a breeze coming from the left to right across the field, and it gusts up at times, and can definitely play with a ball that's hit very, very much in the air. That had some punch in it. Bailey Garcia at the plate now. She reached on an error and scored her first time up. It's her second plate appearance, and the first pitch is in. It's a ball, so 1-0 count on her. As one out, nobody on. Now Bailey hitting in the 9 slot, looking to get something started for Lovington here. 1-1 count on her, that is. Catch the score bug up, and that's a good pitch to kind of hit, trying to swat at. She didn't chase at it, and it was just a little out of the zone. So a good eye. A lot of hitters will reach out and tap that. So 2-1 count. And that misses low and inside for ball 3. 3-1 now. And after Garcia, it's back up top of the order. Morales, Sanchez, and Olguin. 7-0. Lovington's got a nice lead, but they don't want to take their feet off the gas. They're in a playoff situation. They need every hit, every run they can, and that one is fouled down the third base line for strike 2. So count full down. So that goes a little beyond the Moriarty dugout. You had Lawson and Rios and Milligan over there, left side of the field, going after that one. Full count, 1 out, nobody on. Lovington looking to increase their 7-0 lead here against Moriarty. They want to move into that second game quickly and with authority. And that's going to miss low, and Bailey Garcia works the walk. So 1 out, a runner on first now. Back up top of the order, Honey Morales, an RBI single and scored, and then a ground out. So she's 1-1 on the day. And I think they're going to have a courtesy runner for Bailey Garcia at first. Yes. Let's see who they put out there. That's number 12. Is that 12? Yeah, that is Braylon Hernandez, who will be a courtesy runner for Bailey Garcia. So it'll be Hernandez on first.
Courtesy runner for Bailey, number 12, Braylon Hernandez.
So the ump is making that notation in his book. Hernandez on first, 1 out. And Coach McCraw is usually pretty aggressive on the base paths when he's got runners on. Lovington with good. They've got a lot of they have a bench that's almost big enough to field another team. And they have a lot of good speed among those reserve players. So the pinch runners who come in can often do a lot for Lovington in terms of moving runners around and getting them in scoring position. So 1-0 count. Honey Morales at the plate. Swing and a foul back out of play off to the right for a foul. There have not been very many fouls in the air out of play behind us or off to the right. We've had we've had a few off down the foul down the base down the baselines and in the corners, but that's one of the few that we've had out of play, back behind the screen and back over our heads up here. So 2-1 the count now. Sanchez on deck, Olguin in the hole for Lovington. Again, that wind kicking up just a little bit stiffer. She shows bunt, and then the throw down to second base not in time. As I mentioned, there was a reason why there was a pinch runner, Braylon Hernandez, able to get to second. And a reason why Morales showed bunt, really didn't intend to bunt. That was just to screen out the catcher and slow down the throw to second. It was a call strike, though, so 2-2 the count. Ooh, a line drive shot straight up the middle. It's a base hit. It's brought in by Shea Rios in center field. As she comes in on it, makes the good stop, and throws into the circle. It'll advance the runner, though. So Hernandez reaches third, and Morales is on with a single. Well hit line drive straight up the middle. Runners at the corners now. Runners at the corners for the Lady Cats. 1 out. And that is Sabri Sanchez to the plate. An RBI bunt single and scored her last time up. Had a single and scored her first time. She's 2 for 2 and has crossed the plate twice. Swing and a sharply hit ball down third base line, but it goes foul and makes it all the way to the fence out there as Lawson will go grab that, throw that in. Wow. Coach McCraw down there doing a little river dance to keep it from hitting him. That was smoking. Sanchez just needs to straighten that out a bit. And if she can, she'll be 3 for 3 on the day. 0-1 the count. Shows a bunt again. Lays it down. Means comes in on it. Throws it back and throws it. Tomali was covering first. And the runner and she collided. And it does score the run, though. So an RBI, it's a sac bunt. And she's not thrown out because the player is down, and I can't see. So it's an injury timeout. I tell you what, we'll keep it right here. And certainly hope that she was just a little shaken up, because that is Sanchez on the ground. They're going to pick her up, make sure she's okay. Oh, that couldn't have felt good, though. Collision between Means and Sanchez there at first. And Means, of course, was crossing the base and trying to catch the ball, and it would not have been an out anyway, despite the collision. The throw was not on target or on time. So Sanchez will reach. And the Hernandez, who was the courtesy runner for Garcia, crossed the plate. It's now 8-0. Morales was able to reach third, I believe, and Sanchez is on first. Now, are they going to have a courtesy runner for Sanchez? And she will take her base. She will get the extra base because of the collision. And I believe that is a courtesy runner. I'm not sure who that is. I think it is. I don't think that's Sabri, but we'll see. So runners at second and third now for Lovington. Still 1 out. Jocelyn O'Gean to the plate. And I'm not sure who that is out on second. That misses high for ball 1, so 1-0. O'Gean had a fly out to left field her last time up. She had an RBI triple and scored her first time up. She's 1 for 2. Runners at the corners, 1 out. She would love to rip into another one like she did her first time up at bat and bring some of those ladies in. Oh, a little anxious and swung under it for strike 1. So 1-1 the count now on O'Gean. She's had solid contact with the ball today. And that is going to miss high and away for ball 2. 2-0. 2-1, that is. 2-1 the count. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Lovington is leading this one 8-0 here. Oh, swing and a miss again. As that was a riser. A pretty good pitch by Gallegos. Brought some heat. It rose. And O'Gean swinging under that one again. So 2-2 the count. Except for a little bit of wind that kicks up from time to time, this is a beautiful day. A swing, a high fly ball. Is it going to be out of play? Yes, it is. O'Gean caught that just on the end of her bat and a little bit late on it, but she made contact protecting the plate. She's got to. 2-2 the count. Got to protect the plate and at least spoil off anything that could be called a strike. And this ump is calling the outside corner, so she's smart to try to make contact. Maybe try to Oh, and that is a high and outside ball. It gets by and will score one. So on the wild pitch, because coming up for that was Pacheco, is a little high. It's kind of half of one, half of the other. The catcher got a glove on it, but it was a little high, and I'm going to call that a wild pitch and not a pass ball that will score from third and move the runner over to third. So Morales scores, and a runner on third now. Swing and a grounder over to Cieno Rios. It hits her. It gets by her. She picks it up, fires to first, but it's a high throw, a bad throw, and that will score one and will send Olguin over to second. So again, I'm going to have to call that an E5 because she stopped it. She got a glove on it and stopped it, and then, of course, made a bad throw. So an E5, and now Lovington scored 2, and it's 10-0. Runner on second. Zimri Ellis up to the plate, and 1 ball, no strikes on her. 1-0 count after the E5 scored 2. A fielding error, a throwing error, and 2 good base runners with speed for Lovington. They were home before you knew it. That fouled off over by the Moriarty dugout for strike 1. 1-1 count. 1 out, a runner out on second in scoring position. Olguin reaching on the error. Ellis at the plate, Rodriguez on deck, and Garcia in the hole. So Lovington just wants to keep the line moving here, score as many runs as they can, maybe shorten this game up, give themselves some rest, and get ready for the Los Alamos game. Still a lot to play, though. That's fouled back to the booth up here. Strike number 2. 1 and 2. It almost goes in the booth. We don't want Evelyn Olguin over there to be hit, or anybody in the booth up to be hit. So 1 and 2 count. Ooh, and that hits her inside as Ellis will take her base, hit by pitch. That's the first hit by pitch of this game. And that's going to put runners at first and second. Zabri Rodriguez to the plate, shortstop. She reached on an error and scored her last time up. She had a long fly out to center field her first time up, so she is 0 for today and due as Zabri hitting in the 5th slot for Lovington, another capable batter, and nailing down that shortstop position for Lovington this season in a good way. Handling that position nicely. That is going to miss high and inside for ball 1. 1-0. Runners at first and second. Zabri Rodriguez would love to lace into one and bring some runners around and maybe in. That's going to miss high and outside. Good eye by Rodriguez. Gallegos for Moriarty, not doing a bad job in the circle. She's got a couple of strikeouts and a hit by pitch and a walk so far. Yep, 1 walk. That's going to miss high as well. So 3-0 the count now. Got to feel like the take sign will be on Zabri Rodriguez. It has been on the 3-0 batters so far in this game, but that doesn't guarantee. Coach McCraw has given the green light to some of his hitters in the 3-0 this season. That runs inside, and Rodriguez works the walk, the second issued by Gallegos in this game. So now bases are loaded.
Now batting number 23, Johanna Ochoa.
And we're going to have a substitute batter in place of Yaya Garcia. Johanna Ochoa is going to be batting. So Johanna Ochoa is substitute batting for Yaya Garcia. Garcia had walked and got stranded, reached on an error and got stranded in her 2 plate appearances. So Johanna Ochoa coming in with bases loaded, 1 out. Of course, double playable for Moriarty if it stays somewhere in field. We'll see. And double playable even if it's an outfield. I mean, it's possible for a ball to be caught and then thrown and catch a runner off base. We don't want that to happen. Now, Moriarty would like to see that. There's a fly ball that's going to go out of play off to the left. So Johanna Garcia making contact. It's hard to come off the bench and go in and as a batter because you haven't done anything for innings, for a long time. Suddenly you're up there, and after a few warm-up swings, pressure's on you. That misses high and away. So Johanna, I know, feeling the pressure of bases loaded and a playoff game, and 10-0, a nice lead for Lovington. A chance to increase that, though. A foul down the third base line, so strike 2. Even things up, 2-2. Urahara waits on deck, and Malaya Castro in the hole if Garcia or Ochoa can keep things rolling here. Lovington would like to bring a few more around, get some more insurance runs. That is going to miss inside and high for ball 3. Now full count on Ochoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there are 9. I said that the bench was so big for Lovington they could almost field one. Oh, a high fly ball. Is that out of the yard? It's out of the yard. It is. No, it's going to hit right at the warning track. And wow, what a ball. Amazing. She caught that. And Lawson caught it and made a good throw in, but it was high enough, long enough that it did score as O'Gean able to tag up and make it in. So it's a sack, fly, RBI. So a sack fly RBI for Johanna Ochoa. She does her job coming off the bench and brings a runner in, and now runners at second and third as everybody moved over. And 2 outs. Lovington could still do more damage. Daphne Urahara, the pitcher, coming up to the plate. So there is an appeal going on, as Coach Gallegos said that the runner left the base early and that run shouldn't count. And the appeal, the home plate ump is going to go over to the first base ump and see what he says. And we'll see. So that run that was scored by Lovington is on appeal right now. And we'll see what the ump says as the head ump comes back to Coach Gallegos to let her know what the first base ump saw and says. You have to have a 3 when it comes to the playoffs or baseball and softball. There's a 3 ump crew on purpose. They have to have 3 umps for these playoff games. You can do 2 in just regular season and district season, but when it comes to the playoffs and the state tournaments, you have to have 3 umps on the field. Home plate ump acts as the chief ump, head ump, and whoever's the other 2 field umps, usually at first and third, are the secondary umps. So now they're all talking about it, comparing notes. We don't know what's being said. There's a lot of pointing going on, as you can see on the video. And Coach McCraw is over there now. And I think they're going to say the call stands. So the call stands. The appeal is denied. The run scores, and it is 11-0. I waited on purpose to make that, to put that run up there just to make sure. So 11-0 is your score, and still we have 2 outs, and Daphne Urahara to the plate. That misses high and inside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. 2 outs, runners at second and third. Lovington, they'd like to just keep the line moving here, get as many runs across as they can. They'd like a short game in this one to give themselves more energy and staying power for that second game that they're going to turn around and play if they win this one against Los Alamos. And the winner of that game will move into the state tournament next week on Thursday in the winner's bracket. Oh, high fly ball headed out to deep left, going back at the wall. The catch is made by Lawson out there, and that ends the at-bat. Boy, I thought that might also get out of the yard as Urahara gave it a ride, but a fly out to position 7 for out number 3, and that ends Lovington's at-bat. Not before they plate 4 runs, though, and we go to the top of the 4th inning. Lovington is in charge, in the lead in this one, 11-0, but Moriarty coming to the plate. We'll have more Lady Wildcat softball coming up.
Ready to take the next step in your education?
Look no further than New Mexico Junior College.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming to advance your career, NMJC offers top-notch programs in so many different fields.
With small class sizes and dedicated instructors, you'll get the personal attention you deserve.
Plus, our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and resources to support your learning journey.
Visit us online at nmjc.edu or stop by our campus to discover why NMJC is a smart choice for your education.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
And welcome back at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lovington plated 4 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error. There were 2 left on base. And we are going into the top of the 4th inning. Lovington leading this one 11-0. And coming up to the plate for Moriarty will be the middle of the order, the heart of the order. 3, 4, and 5 due up. Gallegos, Rios, Milligan. So, and they've only batted, 1 full time through the order and just partway through a second time. So this is Gallegos, the pitcher, with first pitch in, and it's a ball. So top of the 4th inning.
Now batting number 6, Isabella Gallegos.
Gallegos in the circle. She struck out her first time up. This is just her second plate appearance. So 0 for 1 and 1 the count now. Swing and a miss. As, let's see, Urahara, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 strikeouts in this game so far. 1 walk. And that's going to be a strike as well. A call strike 2. 1 and 2 the count. Rios on deck, Milligan in the hole now for Moriarty. The Lady Pintos. High fly ball headed out to left field. Bailey Garcia under that. Is that Bailey out there? No. I think we have a different player out there in left field. Out in left, that's Braylon Hernandez out in left field as she went in to pinch run for Bailey Garcia, and she now takes over her position in left field. I think that's Braylon. Yeah, Braylon. All right, so nicely played out there for out number 1. Fly out to position 7. And that brings up Sienna Rios, the third baseman, to the plate. Struck out her first time up. Hits a long fly ball. That could be out of the yard. It is a solo dinger. That was out of the yard for sure. Right as it left the bat, you could just hear that. You could see that line drive shot moving and really hear that sound off the bat as Sienna Rios with a solo home run. And that puts Moriarty on the board. 11-1 though. 11-1 is your score. Lovington still leading by 10 here. They would like to continue to keep that 10-run lead if they can, but they're going to need to go ahead and shut things down. It's easy for a team to ride the momentum of a homer into more hits and keep the inning going. So what you want to do is shut down that momentum and just kill that momentum if you can. As Aubrey Milligan comes up to the plate, she struck out her last time up. As Urahara That was a fastball just kind of over the outside corner of the plate that Gallegos picked up and smoked, but spoils the shutout. It was a two-hitter before that home run. There were 2 hits in the game by Moriarty already. But 11-1 and no problems. Lovington still way ahead in this one, but they would like to preserve the 10 runs and try to get a 10-run rule, shorten the game if they can. But Moriarty wants to spoil that and keep the line running and try to get some more across here. 1-1's your count on Milligan. And that's going to miss. 2 balls, 1 strike now. So Urahara got to just put that behind you. It's tough as a pitcher when somebody homers off of you. You kind of just take a deep breath and say, okay, I'm not going to throw that pitch to her when she comes back up again. And that misses low and inside for ball 3. So 3-1 now. As Lovington does not want to allow Moriarty to ride this momentum and stretch this at bat out. Swing, and yep, a strike on the outside corner as beautiful pitch as Urahara brought the heat on a nice corner ball to run the count full. So 1 out, nobody on. Again, Lovington needs to just remember they've got the 1 out. Oh, and that misses, just misses high and outside. Milligan works the walk. So 1 out, 1 on. That brings up number 2, Shea Rios, the center fielder, up to the plate now. She hit a single and got stranded her last time up. So she's one of only 3 Moriarty Lady Pintos to make contact, solid contact with the ball. Swing and a foul back to the screen for strike 1. So 0-1 count on her as 1 out. Let me adjust the score bug. So 1 out, 1 on. 11-1 is your score. A lot of ones right now out there on a beautiful Saturday. This is state playoff softball. Oh, yes, across the outside corner. The ump thought about that for a minute, but had good late breaking action on it. And 0-2 the count now. Urahara in the circle for Lovington. Pitching well so far in this game. Lovington wanting to win this and move on. Swing and a miss as Rios chased a high one. Of course, having to protect the plate with an 0-2 count for sure. But Urahara with a rising fastball and just blew it by Rios. So strikeout number 8 for Urahara. That's the 2nd out. That's a big sigh. That was a big out. And an important one for Lovington. Now they can just try to get the 3rd out. This is number 4, Antoinette Tumale, the second baseman, up to the plate. She struck out her last time up. It's her 2nd plate appearance. 2 outs, a runner on first. 11-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss as a nice pitch by Urahara. Kind of a drop post, a fastball dropped right in and over the plate. So 0-1. If Tumale finds her way on, Ruiz is on deck and Pacheco in the hole. Beautiful pitch. Daphne hitting the outside corner on a medium speed pitch. And Tumale is a little kind of a slow swing. And her bat a little short to reach that one. 0-2 count now. 2 outs, 0-2, and that misses outside. Urahara way ahead in the count. Has a pitch or 2 to give. Thought she might get Tumale to chase on that. She didn't. So Lovington just needs to work this final out. Swing and a miss, and there it is as Urahara brought the fastball a little on the outside, a little bit of rise action on that as well, and that is strikeout number 9 for Daphne. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, 3 down. 1 run on 1 hit. It was a solo homer by Sienna Rios. No errors, 1 left on base. And we are going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Lovington leading this one 11-1. We'll be back with more Lovington softball state playoff on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Oil Services.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Introducing a smarter,
And welcome back to Lovington Softball State Playoffs on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And in their at-bat, it was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. As I mentioned a moment ago, a solo homer by Sienna Rios in that to spoil the shutout that Lovington had going, but that's okay. They still lead this one 11-1. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it is going to be the bottom of the order. Who is going to pinch hit, a substitute batter for Castro. Castro had a fly out and a strikeout, and Tavera looks at the first pitch. It comes in high and outside for ball 1. So 1-0 count. That is Tavera at the plate. And a swing and a smoker. Line drive shot goes foul down the third base line. Just beyond, just by Coach McCraw. And that's going to even things up 1-1 now. 1-1 count. After Tavera, it's supposed to be Bailey Garcia up. So 8-9-1. And a little grounder goes by the circle. And Tamale comes over. By the time it gets to her, after detouring there at the circle, she makes a play. There's no error. It's just an infield single for Tavera. So Tamale made the play and made the throw, but not in time. So Tavera reaches. So no outs. Don't know where that one snuck in there on the scoreboard, on the score bug, not the board, but the score bug. So no outs, a runner on first. And again, a substitute batter here in the 9 slot. And a swing and a ground ball is going to find its way between Rios and Milligan at short and second. And I believe that was Braylon Hernandez batting in that slot. Yep. Because Braylon not only came in as a substitute batter in Lovington's last at-bat, but she took over left field for Bailey Garcia. So Hernandez also with a single, a smoker, ground ball is on second, and now there's a ground ball over to Rios. Rios grabs it and then tags the lead runner out. So Tavera is out, trying to go to third. Hernandez goes to second, and Morales reaches on a fielder's choice. She hit the first pitch she saw when she came up to bat. So she reaches on the fielder's choice. There's 1 out, 5 unassisted on that play. So now runners at first and second. And Sabri Sanchez.
Courtesy runner from Honey, number 19, Nini Hernandez.
And 19, Andrea Hernandez, is going to be the courtesy runner for Morales, who reached at first base, who reached on the fielder's choice. And then Hernandez is at second. So Hernandez and Hernandez out there on the base paths right now for Lovington. That is going to be a call strike on the outside corner, as Gallegos took a lot of speed off of that and hit the outside corner. So call strike 0-1. 1 out. Runners on first and second. Swing and a ground ball headed over to first. Means gets it. Bobbles it actually. And then tries to reach out and tag Sanchez as she goes by but can't get her. So an E3 allows Sabri Sanchez to reach, and that loads up the bases. So Hernandez out on second and third. Sanchez on first. Bases loaded, 1 out. And coming up, number 9, Jocelyn Olguin. Olguin reached on an error and scored her last time up. Had a fly out and an RBI triple. So she's actually 1 for 3 in this game. Capable hitter. Would love to bring some of those Lady Cats around and in. Swing and high, fly ball going out to right field. Rodriguez comes over on it, makes the grab, but the runners tag up, and it will score 1 and move the runner over to third. And on that throw in, that allows Olguin to get to second. Or not Olguin, but it allows Sanchez to get to second. My bad. Sorry about that. So it scores Hernandez from third. It moves Morales over to third. And then Olguin with the fly out, a sac fly RBI. Sac fly RBI for Olguin. Nice work at the bat. If you can't get on, next best thing, go ahead and bring a runner in. And it makes it 12-1 in favor of Lovington. Now 2 outs. And Zimri Ellis up to the plate. And that's going to be a strike. So that's going to even things up 1-1. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. If Ellis can find her way on, that's Rodriguez on deck. And then Ochoa or could be Yaya Garcia in the lineup. She's supposed to be. Johanna Garcia batted for Johanna Ochoa batted for Garcia her last time up. 2-1. Runners stay second and third. So runners at second and third, 2 outs. And that's going to stay high over the plate, but just above the letters. So it should be 3-1. Yep, 3-1 the count. Lovington with 2 outs, but runners at second and third. Zimri Ellis. And that's going to be a call strike on the outside corner to run the count full as Ellis was hit by a pitch and got stranded her last time up. She struck out and then had an RBI double. So she is 1 for 2. Swing and a smoker down the third base line. And it hits the base runner over there. It hits, I believe, that is the courtesy runner for, no, that's Honey Morales? No. Standing on third over there. As, courtesy runner for Honey Morales on third. It hit her, but a foul ball. And unfortunately, you don't get to take an extra base when you get hit by a ball out there. So the count remains full, and that is going to be a walk to load the bases again. It almost got by Pacheco. A very outside pitch. Pacheco with a good job of reaching out and grabbing that one. Otherwise, the third base runner over there, a courtesy runner for Morales, is looking like she might try to make a run for home. So now bases loaded, 2 outs. And I think we have, Zabri Rodriguez. We have a courtesy runner, I think, over there for Zimri Ellis. And Zabri Rodriguez at the plate. So Rodriguez walked and got stranded her last time up. She reached on an error and scored her second time up and had a fly out to center field. A well-hit ball out there that got caught. So she is due. Zabri Rodriguez. That stays high and outside for ball 1. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Lovington poised to do some more damage here. They're leading 12-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's going to stay high. Good discipline by Zabri Rodriguez for not swatting at either of those 2 balls. Sometimes hitters like those balls, and swat at them. Sometimes they swing and miss. Sometimes they get hits. But Rodriguez letting them go. And that is going to be a wild pitch. It's going to get past and will score 1. And then a bad throw out to the circle will score 2. Wheels coming off a little bit with Moriarty. Their errors, mental and otherwise, have really cost them in this game. So 2 more across. And it's 14-1 here. High fly ball coming under it is Means at first base. And she's not able to hang on to it. Hits her glove. She's in foul territory, so it's just a strike. So 2 outs. Couple of errors. 3 errors so far, actually, in this at-bat. Have been costly for Moriarty, and Lovington has taken advantage of those. Swing, and oh, that's out of the yard. That's out of the park. Yeah, that's gone. Wow. As Avery Rodriguez puts a charge in it. A 2-run home run for her. And Lovington now is at 16-1. Wow, that was a line drive shot that I just knew that the instant it left her bat. You can tell by the way it hit. Then that's it, because that's a 15-run rule, and that's it. That's the game. 15. The rule is 10 runs after 5, but 15 runs after 3 innings played. So with that 16-1 score and with that home run, that put Lovington up enough to beat Moriarty in this game and move on to play Los Alamos. So a 2-run home run ends up being a walk-off run rule win for Lovington. 16-1 final score. We'll be back to wrap things up and preview what's coming here in just a few minutes. I'll have more Lovington softball state playoffs on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
To manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Are you ready to take the next step in your education?
Look no further than New Mexico Junior College.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming to advance your career, NMJC offers top-notch programs in so many different fields.
With small class sizes and dedicated instructors, you'll get the personal attention you deserve.
Plus, our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and resources to support your learning journey.
Visit us online at nmjc.edu or stop by our campus to discover why NMJC is a smart choice for your education.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Lovington Municipal Schools welcomes everyone back. Students, faculty, staff, and parents. This year, show your Wildcat spirit by supporting Lovington students and their activities. While the students are working hard on their games and grades, Lovington schools are working hard for your students and parents. They have a great website full of helpful information to keep you up to date. Check out lovingtonschools.net and stay up to date with Lovington school activities and announcements. And go Cats!
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
And welcome back to Lovington softball state playoff action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, and a win for Lovington, 16-1 over Moriarty. Here's how it shook out. Moriarty scored 1 run on 3 hits. They committed 7 errors. They left 3 on base. Lovington scored 16 runs on 11 hits. They committed no errors. They left 5 on base. And for Moriarty, let's see. There was the one run was a solo home run by Sienna Rios. And for Lovington, there were no, let's see, where was that? The 2-run home run by Zabri Rodriguez that ended the game gave Lovington their 15-run margin, but Lovington had 11 hits and did well at the plate. But too many errors by Moriarty. It would have been a far different game without those errors. And Daphne Urahara shutting down a lot of batters. She allowed only 3 hits, and she had 9 strikeouts and 2 walks in this one. So good pitching by Urahara, and really too many errors by Moriarty. And that really was those were the big reasons why Lovington won this game. But they had solid game without fielding errors. They did well at the bat, 11 hits, and of course 16 runs, good base running. So just a good outing for Lovington, and a good try for Moriarty. We say congratulations, their season is over. But now Lovington will move on. Urahara is the winning pitcher in that game. Gallegos takes the loss. Gallegos had 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a hit batter. So Lovington, with that 16-1 win, moves on to play Los Alamos coming up here in about maybe 20 minutes or so. Long enough to hopefully get lineups from the coaches and get my book filled out and get ready for the 3rd and final game today. It's a good one. Los Alamos beat Bernalillo 11-3 in the first game today here at Lady Wildcat Field in Lovington, and now Lovington moving on. The 2 winners of those games playing each other. So Los Alamos and Lovington doing battle here in just a few minutes. So we'll take a break. And we'll be back. Do want to pass on information. The other game that was being played today, Lovington baseball. They lost their first game last night against Albuquerque Academy in Albuquerque, and they will. Then they lost this morning, I believe 3-1 was the final score. So that was a 2 out of 3 series, and so the Academy will move on into the state baseball playoffs this next week. Those baseball games begin on Thursday. Those will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Lovington's baseball season done, but congratulations. They've come a long way in just a couple of seasons. And they had a good, solid season this year, made the playoffs, and so to be commended, and hopefully safe travels for the team and those fans who went up to Albuquerque. And that game was on Lovington Sports YouTube. TJ Miracle with a call on that this morning, so you can see that game there on YouTube or on HobbsAmerica.com. Now, we will continue this on Lovington's Sports YouTube, and we'll have the next game, the 3rd and final one. The winner, a lot is at stake, because even though these 2 teams, Lovington and Los Alamos, will move on to the state tournament in Albuquerque next week. Those games for 4A, 5A start on Thursday. They will move on, both teams. The winner of this game will be in the winner's bracket. The loser of this game will make state tournament. They'll go and play on Thursday, but they'll be in the consolation bracket. So there's one fewer day at the state tournament this year. Usually it starts on a Tuesday with the small schools softball. But this year it starts on Wednesday with the 1A, 2A, 3A softball on Wednesday only, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday for 4A and 5A softball and baseball, and the continuation of 2A, 3A baseball through Saturday. So that's the story. Quick rundown for you and preview. We'll be back after a break with more Lady Wildcat softball. They take on Los Alamos next. Come back with us and enjoy. And we thank our sponsors. You'll continue to hear them and see their banners on screen. So thank you very much and enjoy this one on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. And welcome back. Whew, fast and furious. Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, and here we are in the third game of the day, and this is Lovington versus Los Alamos. Los Alamos won the first game today against Bernalillo 11-3, and now Lovington had a 16-1 walk-off 15-run rule win in the top of the fifth. And now here we are starting, and just enough time. And we're scrambling. Evelyn Ogeen up here, very kind enough to share, get the lineups and share her copy of that lineup. But not enough time for either one of us to really get our books filled out and to get this in before the first batter came up, and it ends up being a strikeout. It was number 24, Ray Naranjo, the center fielder. So strike out for out number one and strikeout number one for Sabri Sanchez in the circle for Lovington. Now up number 20, I'll just have to give this as it goes. Koyen Young. Not sure about the trying to read the spellings and then figure out the pronunciation. So first pitch is in. It's going to be a ball on Young, the first baseman for Los Alamos. A swing and a foul. Ooh, and that hits the ump. He has to take off the mask and get a little recovery time there. So 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 the count. Cisneros is on deck, and De Herrera is in the hole. So second batter up for Los Alamos. One and one count. 1 out, nobody on. As I try to finish my book here. And we get the lineup. Sorry, we didn't have enough time. They started this game pretty quickly. Didn't have time enough to announce the lineups for you. Just bang, bang. And as we were trying to get lineups in the books, they went ahead and started the game. Whew. Quick turnaround. And there's a call strike. So now 2-2 the count on Young. Cisneros on deck, De Herrera in the hole. I'll set the Lovington infield for you in just a minute. As I'm watching this at bat, but I'm also trying to fill out my scorebook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 17. Ooh, a call strike. Beautiful. Good work by Sabri Sanchez. Out number 2, strikeout number 2. And that brings Cisneros up to the plate, that is. And it's De Herrera on deck and Gonzalez in the hole. And that's going to be a call, strike. Sabri Sanchez smoking so far, looking very good in this second game. Daphne Urahara pitched the first game, and she got the win. She had 9 strikeouts and a couple of walks in that one, doing a nice job, and that's going to just miss. So 1-1 is the count. Sorry, I had that down as 1 and 2. 2 outs, nobody on. Number 3. Oh, and there's a call strike too, and that's that was not a popular decision according to the Los Alamos fans who are here, and a pretty good little contingent considering how long. And there's a high pop fly infield. Zabri Rodriguez calls for it, catches it just behind second base. A high fly ball. Good job as a pop out to position 6 for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the first, and your Lovington Lady Cats, who won the toss, by the way, as Coach DePorto was up here and reminded me that this game right here, the game between Lovington and Los Alamos, is considered the first round of the state tournament in Albuquerque. The winner of this game will be in the winner's bracket. The loser of this game will continue on into the state tournament in Albuquerque, but will be in the consolation bracket. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score in this one. Your Lady Cats up to the plate. And I'll be back with more Lady Wildcat softball action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
General Hospital supports all Lee County High School athletic programs and is proud to bring you this live play-by-play action. Norley Hospital knows your health needs should be taken seriously, which is why their physicians are always first to react. Why choose another hospital when you can have one right at home with Norley General Hospital? Call Norley at 396-6611 or come by for a visit and talk to their staff and bring back that state title. Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
Senior number 4.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat Softball State Tournament action, first round here in Lovington. And your Lady Cats up to the plate. Bottom of the first inning, no score yet. Ani Morales, the leadoff batter for Lovington. Sabri Sanchez on deck, Jocelyn O'Gean in the hole. Morales, Sanchez, O'Gean to try to get things started. High fly ball headed out to center field. Naranjo comes under it, makes the grab. Well hit by Honey Morales, but a long fly out for out number 1. Position 8 in the books, and Honey Morales hitting the first ball that she saw. So I like the aggression. I like the Lovington deciding, you know what, we're a team of hitters. We won the first game 16-1 in a 15-run rule walk-off with a 2-run home run, and by Rodriguez in that one. That was amazing. But they're deciding we're going to keep the hitting going and getting up there and being aggressive, making contact on that very first pitch. Sabri Sanchez, the pitcher, now up to the plate. And a swing and high fly ball. It's a pop coming under it. Second baseman Cisneros. Nope. Calling her off was Derrera, shortstop, and she makes the grab. A high pop fly, this time to position 6 for out number 2.
Now batting senior number 9.
The only problem here is, you're making contact, but both of these games have been, or both of those hits that were not true hits, but they were contact with the ball, were solid, but swinging up, making contact, and it looks like Hayes in the circle has a bit of natural spin on that ball. O'Gean reaching for that one outside for strike 1. 2 outs, nobody on. O'Gean trying to get something started here. Lovington was able to do some damage, 2 or 3 different at-bats against Moriarty with 2 outs on him, and they've done that all season long, so they're not really fazed by the 2 outs. They continue to be aggressive and stay up positive about being able to get hits and bring runners around and in with 2 outs on them. So 1-1 count now, 2 outs, nobody on. Swing, and again a miss as a little more heat by Hayes on that pitch. 1-2 count. If O'Gean can find her way on, Ellis on deck, Rodriguez in the hole. A swing and a line drive shot is going to hit the fence out in left field, and coming in, didn't even have to slide. A stand-up double for Jocelyn O'Gean. She did her job. She had a good game in the first game as well.
Now batting number 6, Zimri Ellis.
So a nice double, a solid hit. Puts her on second base and 2 outs, but a runner in scoring position on second. Zimri Ellis, center fielder, to the plate. I'm still, and that is Hayes in the circle for Los Alamos. Chavez behind the plate. That's your battery. Young at first, Cisneros at second, Herrera at shortstop, Garcia at third, Dominguez in left, Naranjo in center, and Reed in right. Now Ellis at the plate, Rodriguez on deck, Garcia in the hole for Lovington. Ooh, swing and a foul out of play off to the right. For strike 1. I like Lovington is just standing up there and swinging and making contact with the ball. And that's, no matter how it happens, if it's a pop out, ground out, strike out, at least if you're making some contact, even fouling it off or making contact and getting thrown out, you're up there and you know that you're making some contact with that ball. Of course, then if it becomes a problem later in the game that you're making weak contact and getting thrown out, that's another thing to worry about. But right now, that's got to give them confidence. It's another foul ball back and out, up and out of play. They do kind of have to be thinking about that spin as they're popping things up right away. They're popping and spinning and having trouble getting solid contact, and they may have to think about that as batters. Oh, there's a line drive shot out to center field. Oh, a highlight reel catch by Naranjo, and she robs Zimri Ellis of a hit and robs Lovington of a chance to score. But credit where credit's due. What a leaping grab on a line drive shot. Zimri Ellis put a charge in that one, but that becomes a line drive, a line out to center field, position 8 for out number 3. 4 up, 3 down. Lovington with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the top of the second inning, scoreless in this one. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat playoff softball. It's state tournament time. We're here and more on the way.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcat softball. State softball action here, and go to the top of the second inning, scoreless in this one, and it's the heart of the order. 4, 5, 6 due up for Los Alamos, and that pitch is going to miss outside for ball 1. Oh no, a call strike. It hit the corner. All right, I looked up, and this takes a while to call that strike, and I thought he was just going to call that a ball. I'm glad. It looked like it did catch the corner. 0-1 count. That one is hit out of play off to the right. Foul for strike number 2. So this is, let's see, this is Abby Derrera, the shortstop, batting in the 4th slot. Up on deck is Gonzalez and Chavez in the hole, and that is going to miss for ball 1. 1-2 the count, no outs, nobody on. Top of the second inning, scoreless in this one. The winner moves on in the winner's bracket. The loser still continues on in the state tournament. Ooh, a swing and a miss as Derrera protecting the plate, and Sanchez with a nice breaking ball in the outside corner.
Now batting number 1, Sierra Gonzalez.
And that is the 3rd strikeout for Sanchez. 1 out, nobody on. Sierra Gonzalez designated player, and the first pitch is going to be a strike. So 0-1 count. Now Chavez on deck, Reed in the hole. And that is going to just miss off of the outside corner. So they giving it a long, hard lean and a look, but did not call that a strike. And there's a foul off to the screen for another strike. As I'm continuing to write the bench players, the reserve players down from the lineups. Came in real late, and thanks again to Evelyn O'Gean up here, your loudspeaker announcer and a member of the Lovington Booster Club, and always generous, helping share the lineups and giving us good information about players, names and numbers and so forth up here in the booth. It's been much appreciated all season long. Swing. Oh, no. A call strike. It should have been swung on, as that is a call strike, and there's another strikeout as Gonzalez goes down looking. And that brings Aaliyah Chavez, the catcher, up to the plate. First plate appearance. 2 outs, nobody on. Reed on deck, Garcia in the hole. If Chavez were to find her way on, Sanchez would, and the Lady Eagles would like to keep that from, Lady Cats would keep that from happening, and they do, as Corral gets a weak roller. It took a long time to get to her. I was afraid there wouldn't be time for the throw, but she gets it and fires it over to O'Gean at first for 3 outs. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And that is going to bring us to the bottom of the second inning, and Lovington Lady Cats coming up to bat. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat State softball action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
It is called Smart. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Are you ready to take the next step in your education?
Look no further than New Mexico Junior College.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming to advance your career, NMJC offers top-notch programs in so many different fields.
With small class sizes and dedicated instructors, you'll get the personal attention you deserve.
Plus, our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and resources to support your learning journey.
Visit us online at nmjc.edu or stop by our campus to discover why NMJC is a smart choice for your education.
Lasco Construction.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's a heart of the order, 4, 5, and 6, or actually 5, 6, 7. That is 5, 6, 7. Rodriguez, Garcia, Urahara up for Lovington. We are scoreless in this one, and Lovington looking to try to get runners on and bring them in and around. That's going to miss. Oh no, a call strike. The outside corner is very generous in this game, as long as it's consistent for both pitchers, and as a batter you know what to expect. That's the important thing. You hear me say that a lot, but that is true. And so it's, there's a high pop. Is it staying in play? No, it will hit. It will hit and go out. In fact, kind of ricochet through the Lovington stands over on the right. So just becomes a long, high strike 2. So 0-2 count on Xavier Rodriguez, looking to get something started. Lovington has had one base runner. O'Gean had a double in the bottom of the first and got stranded. So Lovington looking to get a runner on and move her around and in this time. And that's going to miss. Ball 1. 1-2 the count. A beautiful day today. The clouds are building up just a little bit, and there's still quite a good breeze. Oh, and there's a line drive shot's going to find its way out into between center and right field as Reed comes in from right to make the stop and throw it in. Rodriguez with a solid shot is on base.
Now batting, senior number 16, Yaya Garcia.
A single has Lovington in business with a base runner. Now number 16, Yaya Garcia coming up to the plate. Garcia playing third base. Now no outs, a runner on first. That misses outside. Looks like it got hung up in Hayes' hand. Maybe if it hit her hip on the way around. So 1-0 count. Urahara on deck now, and Tavera in the hole for Lovington. A little coolness to that breeze, which is coming in. Oh, solid line drive shot. Oh, and another highlight reel catch as the wind caught that one. It looked like it was a line drive headed out for center field, and it just kind of died right there, right on or behind second base. And Cisneros came over and made an incredible grab with the back of her glove. Her glove turned, hung on to it. So a little pop out to position 4 for out number 1. And a runner, that's Rodriguez, still on first with Daphne Urahara, designated player in this game. She was the pitcher and the winning pitcher in the first game. And she fouls that one back to the screen to even things up 1-1. 1 out to runner on first, 1-1 count. Lots of ones here. Actually, Lovington would like to add another 1 up there, at least 1 in this at-bat, and put that on the scoreboard. Right now, it's 2 goose eggs up there, looking for crooked numbers. That's going to miss outside. And Urahara gave it a look and a lean, and so did the ump, but a little outside. I agree with that. 2-1 count. Doesn't matter what I think. That's going to miss high and outside for ball 3. So 3-1 count. Urahara looking to get on. One runner on. That's Rodriguez after the single. Well hit ball. Put her on first base. One out. Urahara at the plate, Tavera on deck, Garcia in the hole. There's a hit going out to right field, but coming up under its reed and makes the throw in to keep Rodriguez at first. So Urahara, it looked like that was a Texas leaguer that was going to drop in, but Reed playing about where normal, not a little far back, but she really had to come in on that and make a good catch. So some good fielding by Los Alamos in this is keeping Lovington hitters. Oh, and there's a line drive shot that's going to end up going to the wall out between short and third. And it is going to move the runners around. Rodriguez will go to third and think about going home, but the throw in is going to prevent her from doing that. So Urahara with a double, standing on second base. Now runners at second and third, just one out. And Bethany Tavera, the right fielder, up to the plate. Oh no, is that Yaya Garcia? That's Bailey Garcia at the plate. Yeah, sorry about that. That's right. 2 outs. Yep, 2 outs. I'm just one behind on my book here. So that was Bethany Tavera with the double. And Urahara had that out to right field, a fly out to right field. Position 9 for out number 2. So the pop out, then the fly out. Tavera with a double. And Bailey Garcia at the plate. And a 1-2 count on her. Lovington really needs to not strand the runners. They had a runner. They stranded in the first at bat. Yeah, it was a foul, and that keeps the count at 1-2. So a foul, 1-2, the count. Runners at second and third. Lovington does not want to strand it and waste them. And there's a little grounder headed to third as Garcia picks it up. And there's no throw by the time Garcia at third picked up the dribbler. It was a swinging bunt, as I call it. It was not intended as a bunt, but it was just weak contact and dribbled over to third. By the time it got to Garcia, she had no throw to be able to try to get Bailey Garcia out at first, and she looked the runner back. So now bases are loaded, and that is Bailey Garcia out on first. They are not going to put a courtesy runner in for her. So Rodriguez at third. Tavera at second, Garcia at first, and top of the order as number 4, Honey Morales coming up. Leslie Corral is your flex player, so she is not batting, so it's back up to the top of the order with 2 outs and bases loaded. Lovington desperately needing these runners, and that's going to miss outside for ball 2. So 2-0 count on Morales. You'll notice that the score bug, I don't know if it's this way on the screen or not, but the score bug, I know TJ Miracle was going to try to change the score bug. And there's a high fly ball headed out to right field. Reed coming under it, makes the grab. So Lovington gets the bases loaded and then cannot bring anybody in as Morales with a fly out to right field, position 9 for out number 3. Ouch, it hurts to leave them loaded. And they score no runs on 2 hits. 3 hits, really. Yeah, it was a single because Bailey Garcia reached on weak contact, but there was no throw. So that was an infield single for her. So that means no runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 3 left on base. We go to the top of the 3rd inning, still scoreless in this one. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat Softball State Tournament on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
And welcome back. I'm Dawn Morgan. It's Lady Wildcat softball, and we go to the top of the third inning. Los Alamos coming up to the plate. And the first pitch is going to be in. It's going to be, it's going to be a call strike. Waiting to see if it just missed or it was going to be a call strike. And it is. So 0-1 count. It's 7-8-9 due up for Los Alamos. Reed Garcia Dominguez. And another good pitch as Sabri Sanchez, a little more speed on that one, hit the outside corner, a swing and a miss for strike two. So no outs, 0-2 count. And here we are, top of the third, and this is 7-8-9 and that's going to just miss the outside corner. All right, so I've got a ding. Let me see who's giving me a... Okay, bug and title updated. Okay, score big did switch. Okay, so it's good. I can't see that on what I'm doing on the input. All I can do is input it right and input it correctly. And I don't know how it's reflected on the score bug, but I'm being told it's right, so I'm good with that. I'm glad. There we go. So scoreless. And Lovington trying to keep it that way. A swing and a miss and another strikeout. In fact, that is strikeout number 5 for Sanchez. That brings up number 3, Eliana Garcia, the third baseman, to the plate, batting in the 8th slot. On deck is Dominguez, and then back up top of the order for Naranjo. So 1 out, nobody on. Oh yeah, that's a good pitch. Call, strike 1 on the outside corner. I thought it should be, but I was waiting to see what the ump was going to do. He takes a lot more time. And that's, no knock. All the umps have their own style and their own way of calling. Oh, there's a little line drive shot and a beautiful catch by Leslie Corral, who had to reach up. Man, she had to climb the ladder and barely get that and hang on to it. Oh, wow, as I thought it was kind of weak contact. It was kind of a weak line drive, and I thought it was going to drop in behind her, but so glad it didn't. As Corral, there have been some good fielding plays in this game by both teams. And Corral reaching up, getting that little line drive, pulling it down for out number 2. That brings up the bottom of the order, the bottom slot, number 9. Slot, that is player number 12, Andrea Dominguez, in left field at the bat for the first time in this game. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Sanchez. So 0-1 count, 2 outs, nobody on. This is the first time through the lineup. Here we are in the bottom of the third inning. So it was 3 up, 3 down in both at bats for Los Alamos. That is going to miss the outside corner, 1-1. Sanchez in the circle, Morales behind the plate. Morales, this is her second game catching. And there's a swing and a miss, too. And that was 1-2 already. So swing and a miss, out number 3, strikeout number 6 for Sanchez. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And we now go to the bottom of the third inning, and it's Lovington coming up to bat. We're scoreless in this one. Lady Wildcat softball, state softball action first round on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Lovington Municipal Schools welcomes everyone back. Students, faculty, staff, and parents. This year, show your Wildcat spirit by supporting Lovington students and their activities. While the students are working hard on their games and grades, Lovington schools are working hard for your students and parents. They have a great website full of helpful information to keep you up to date. Check out lovingtonschools.net and stay up to date with Lovington school activities and announcements. And go.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Bottom of the third inning, we're scoreless. Lovington wants to change that right here as it is 2, 3, and 4 due up. And there's a long fly ball. It's not out of the yard, but it is in deep left, right in near the corner. And a fair ball hits right at the bottom of the fence, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Sabri Sanchez. She smacked the ball. First pitch she was thrown, and did she ever give it a charge? Almost out of the yard. A long, well-hit ball has her on second base. So Sanchez, she had popped out her first time up, now doubled, so she's 1 for 2. And now up to the plate is Jocelyn O'Gean, first baseman. No outs and a runner on second in scoring position. Sabri Sanchez, I think, is there a pinch? I think Pesha Gonzalez, maybe, yeah. I think there is a courtesy runner in for Sanchez. The pitcher and the catcher get courtesy runners if they want them. A swing and a high fly ball headed out to right field. Reed coming up under it, and she makes the grab and then makes the throw in to shortstop to hold the runner at second. And I think that is a courtesy runner, and I think that's Pesha Gonzalez for Sanchez out on second. So 1 out, a well-hit ball as Olguin had hit a double and got stranded her first time up, and now puts a charge in it, but this one is a ground ball headed over second base, and it's picked up by Cisneros and fired over to first to Young for 4-3 for out number 2, as the fly out to position 9 in right field by Olguin was out number 1. So 2 outs, a runner on third now, because that did advance the runner over to third. And now Sabri Rodriguez up to the plate. Rodriguez had a single and got stranded her first time up. And a swing and high fly ball headed out. Reed again coming under it from right field. Oh, and there's a collision. And it's actually Naranjo who ends up, I think, grabbing the ball. Either way, it's a fly out. And I think technically, I think it was a center fielder who got it. Could have been trouble as they collided, but they hung onto the ball, and 3 outs. So once again, Lovington's able to put a runner on with a hit, but cannot move her in. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. And now that was quick as those batters hit it, either the first or second balls that they saw. Not very many pitches pitched by Hayes in that at bat for Lovington. So we go to the top of the 4th and still scoreless in this one. It's a good one, as we'll be back with more Lady Wildcat softball against Los Alamos. It's state tournament action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
Norley General Hospital supports all Lee County High School athletic programs and is proud to bring you this live play-by-play action. Norley Hospital knows your health needs should be taken seriously, which is why their physicians are always first to react. Why choose another hospital when you can have one right at home with Norley General Hospital? Call Norley at 396-6611.
And welcome back as the first batter up for Los Alamos, top of the order again, as Ray Naranjo steps up and hits the first pitch she sees, and it's a weak grounder back to the circle. It's picked up and fired over to first for out number 1. And this brings Cohen Young, the first baseman, up to the plate, wearing jersey number 20. 1 out, nobody on. Young at the plate, and then it is Jamie Cisneros. That's a J, and I think it's Jamie Cisneros on deck, and De Herrera is in the hole. And the first pitch is going to be a foul. So obviously Los Alamos with trying for a bunt and to get on. Now she's hitting away on that one, but she hits it out of play off to the right for strike number 2. So now I got to feel like she's not going to be bunting if she was hitting away on that one. And then if you bunt with 2 strikes on you, if you bunt and it goes foul, you're out. So not many teams try that. And she obviously going to be hitting away, and that's going to miss. So 1-2 the count now. 1-2. As 1 out, nobody on. Young is at the plate. Cisneros on deck. De Herrera in the hole. Young struck out her first time up. This is her second plate appearance, so she's 0 for 1. And that's a beautiful pitch on the outside corner. Call strike 3. Yes, for out number 2. And that is the 7th strikeout for Sanchez. And out number 2 now. And that brings up Jamie Cisneros. And she is playing second base. She popped out to the shortstop her first time up, so she's 0 for 1, second plate appearance. Now De Herrera on deck and Gonzalez in the hole if they get that far, and that's going to be called strike. Nice. It's Cisneros with an 0-1 count on her. Scoreless in this one, but not for lack of trying on Lovington's part. That is going to miss high for ball 1. Nice pop in the glove on it as Morales gets up to grab that one. So far, Los Alamos does not have a single hit in this game. Here in the top of the 4th, they have had no base runners, and that's going to be a foul ball down the third baseline. So strike number 2. So no hits and no base runners for Los Alamos in this one so far. Lovington has had chances. They've had runner. They left 1 in the bottom of the 1st. They left 3, left them loaded in the bottom of the 2nd, and left 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Swing and a foul back out of play. Count remains 1-2. There's a healthier cut at that one, but just was a little bit late and a little under that one. So 1-2 the count on Cisneros. Again, 0 for 1, popping out. And there's a little pop. It's going to go out of play. Morales comes up thinking it might, she might have a chance at that, but it goes behind the screen. So count remains 1-2. Cisneros fighting off some pitches here with a 1-2 count, protecting the plate. And trying to get something started for Los Alamos. 0-0. 2 big goose eggs on the score. Both teams starting to feel the pressure here. Top of the 4th, second half of the game. Ooh, and that just misses as the ump giving it a long look, and Morales didn't even frame it. She just held the glove out there a little extra time, giving the ump a chance to call it a strike. He did not, and that is going to be fouled off to the screen. Cisneros fighting off another pitch. I think the count is 2-2, but I think there have been about 8 pitches to this batter so far. And a swing and a miss as Sanchez hung in and got her on a fastball outside corner. So strikeout number 8 for her, but Cisneros goes down swinging. 3 up, 3 down again. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, still scoreless. Lovington going to try to do something about that. They can't leave base runners on, though, if they're going to try to get on the board. We'll see what happens with more Lady Wildcat softball state tournament action coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Their staff and bring back that state title. Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcat Softball. We got a barn burner going on here. This is the third game of the day in this quad playoff series for Lovington against Los Alamos. It was Los Alamos beating Bernalillo 11-3 in the first game here today at 11. Then Lovington played Moriarty and beat them 16-1 in a walk-off 15-run rule game in the top of the fifth. And now the two winners of the games playing each other here. There's a ground ball by Yaya Garcia headed over to Herrera, and she picks it up, fires over to Young at first for out number one. So Yaya with solid contact, but 6-3 for out number one in the books. And Daphne Urahara, your designated player in this game, up to the plate. Yaya Garcia had popped out before she grounded out there in that at bat. Now Urahara had a fly out to right field her first time up. This is her second plate appearance. 0-for-1, trying to change that here, and that first pitch is going to be outside for ball one. One out, nobody on. Urahara, who was the winning pitcher in the first game. In fact, Urahara, she ended up striking out. Urahara struck out 9 in that first game and walked only 2 batters. And that's going to float in and also miss the outside corner for ball 2. And this game, she's just batting, not playing in the field, at least not yet. As Sanchez doing a very nice job in the circle. A high fly pop coming under at Cisneros at second base and makes the grab. Urahara popping out to the second baseman for out number 2. Again, Lovington, they've had a double. Olguin had a double. Rodriguez hit a single. Tavera had a double. Bailey Garcia had an infield single. Sabri Sanchez had a double. But when they haven't had hits, Lovington has usually popped it up or had most of their outs have been pop-ups or fly-outs. So trying to launch it and reach for the fences and popping up as Hayes in the circle has a lot of natural spin. And there's another pop-up, and this time it is De Herrera who calls for it from shortstop position, comes in and makes the grab. So not very many pitches thrown again, and Lovington swinging up and popping up the spin that Hayes has on that ball. And this time 3 up, 3 down with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Still scoreless. We're going to go to the top of the 5th inning. And we'll have more Lady Wildcat Softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Support all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jal, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, and boy, this is a barn burner. We go to the top of the 5th inning, still scoreless. Los Alamos and Lovington in what's considered technically the first round of the state softball tournament. The other games today were the playoff games, the 2 winners meeting in this one, and the winner will stay in the winner's bracket and play Thursday in Albuquerque. A swing, and that's a ground ball. That's the first hit that Los Alamos has gotten, and it goes out. A hit. And then there's a throw over to first. No reason for that throw, and it hits the ground. Olguin taken by surprise by that throw. He gets past her, and a single, what should have been a single, and it was a single, as De Herrera hits a single and moves to second on the error on the throw. So now Los Alamos with their first hit of the game, and it comes in the top of the 5th inning. De Herrera had struck out her first and only other plate appearance. Gonzalez now up the plate. She struck out once. This is her second plate appearance. No outs, a runner on second in scoring position now, and Coach McCraw just wanting to gather the girls together and kind of settle things down and remind them that they can't have errors. They can't have mental errors. They've got to be very, very disciplined and play a good game without the mental errors, without the physical errors. And when you're in a tight game like this, and it's 0-0, and Lovington has had their chances to score. They have had several hits in this game, but they did not manage to get timely hitting and move them in and around. There was a double in the first. They had 3 hits in the second inning. They had a double in the third, and then they went up, 3 down in the bottom of the 4th. So they've had chances and base runners, but they haven't moved around. So it feels like the momentum is shifting to Los Alamos, and Coach McCraw is trying to shut that down. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. A call strike, yes. Beautiful pitch by Sanchez. So 0-1 count. No outs, a runner on second. Gonzalez at the plate, Chaffis on deck, Reed in the hole. And a swing and a miss. Another good pitch by Sanchez. Took a little speed off that and sort of a drop ball over the outside corner. So 0-2. As Lovington has played a very good defensive game in this one so far. And Coach McCraw wanting to just shut down any possibility of getting sloppy and opening things up for Los Alamos. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout right there. That's a good first out. Kind of, again, sort of what Lovington's trying to do is just ice Los Alamos here and keep anything from growing out of 1 out and a runner on second. And Chavis at the plate. She grounded out. There's a foul out of play off to the right for strike number 1. Gonzalez, or Chavis rather, grounded out to second base. Her first time up. This is her second plate appearance. She's 0 for 1 coming into this. 1 out, a runner on second. Nice pitch. It's going to be just a little outside and miss. So 1-1 count on Chavis. Lovington just needs to bear down focus, try to get outs without allowing a run because we are scoreless. There's a foul. Weak contact is going to dribble over toward the Lovington dugout as Morales gets up and chases that down. 1-2 the count now. 1 out, 1 person on. And this is the second time through the lineup now. So second time that these Los Alamos batters are seeing Sanchez. And there's a weak grounder over to Olguin. She's going to have time to touch first, and she turns around and threatens to throw to keep De Herrera on third.
Now batting number 17, Dakota Reed.
So 2 outs now. That's huge. But Lovington has been able to do a lot of damage with 2 outs in games this season, including the game that they just won to make it to this game. And they have to expect that Los Alamos could do the same. That's going to miss high, away. By the way, that second out was first baseman Olguin, position 3 unassisted for out number 2 in the books. And now a 1-0 count. There's a hit. Oh, no, it's fair. It's down the first base line, and it is fair. It crossed first base in fair territory. And Reed has an RBI single, and Los Alamos is on the board. So Los Alamos with a 1-0 lead, 2 outs, a runner on first now. Lovington's just got to forget about that run and realize they've got 2 outs and they need to concentrate, get the third out without allowing any more runs and try to shut things down right here. Garcia looks at the first pitch as a call strike on the outside corner. A good pitch by Sanchez. as that was also a good pitch. I thought Reed was going to strike out, but she got the end of her bat, caught that with the end of her bat. There's another strike. Nice work, as I think Sanchez just a little frustrated knowing that she was that pitch that looked like it was going to sneak by ended up being, and that is going to miss the outside corner for ball 1. 1-2 count. 1 run across. A runner at first, but 2 outs if Lovington can build on that. Swing and a miss. There you go. There's the strikeout for out number 3. Not before Los Alamos is able to get 1 run across, so they break the ice, get the first run in this game. They do it. 1 run on 2 hits. 1 error and 1 left on base. We will go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Lovington trailing by 1 run. We got a good game going, 1-0 your score. More Lady Wildcat State softball action coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Welcomes everyone back. Students, faculty, staff, and parents. This year, show your Wildcat spirit by supporting Lovington students and their activities. While the students are working hard on their games and grades, Lovington schools are working hard for your students and parents. They have a great website full of helpful information to keep you up to date. Check out lovingtonschools.net and stay up to date with Lovington school activities and announcements. And go Cats!
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Bottom of the 5th inning, Lovington coming to the plate. It's the bottom of the order at 9, and then the top 1-2. Bailey Garcia at the plate. She had an infield single and got stranded her last time up. Swing and a miss. So 2 strikes on her as Los Alamos fans coming alive, as Los Alamos able to put the first run across in this game, although it took, 4.5 innings for that to happen. It was in the top of the 5th. And that misses outside for ball 1. Chavez behind the plate trying to frame that up for the ump, see if he'd change his mind, and he did not. 1-2 the count. So Bailey Garcia looking to get something started. Lovington needs to get that run back and then some, as she fouls that one off out of play, makes solid contact with it, but just a little bit of late swing. Count remains 1-2, having to protect the plate and the pressure of trying to get something started. Lovington trailing just 1 run. They could get that back and break things wide open here if they could. They're going to have to start getting more solid contact on that ball. They've had hits. They had a hit in the first, 3 hits in their second at bat, a hit in their third at bat. They were hitless in their fourth, but they've also been hitting the ball under the ball, cutting up and popping it up and flying out a lot of the time in this game. 1-2 the count. Hayes has a lot of spin on her ball, and you got to hit it solid to really shut it down. And several Lovington batters have had solid contact and good hits, but Lovington hasn't had timely hitting to get runners on, bring them around. The runners that have gotten on, they haven't been able to bring them around and in. Let's see if they can change that right here with this at bat. That's what they want to do. And a high fly ball is gonna go out of play again. And Bailey Garcia, hanging tough at the plate, has fouled off so many. And knowing that she's got to try to reach those pitches on the outside corner and spoil them off. If not, try to get one that she can get a hit off of here. 1-2, or 2-2 rather, is the count, and stays alive as she fouls that one off. 2-2 the count. I think I'd been saying 1-2. It is 2-2. Bailey Garcia. I think this is about the 10th pitch to her actually in this at bat. Swing, a line drive shot going out, to right field. I thought it was going to fall in. Reed out there with a good play. Credit where credit's due. There have been some great fielding plays by both teams in this game. They have robbed each other of some hits. That a line drive shot out to right field for out number 1. So 1 out. Lovington still alive. Top of the order, Morales to the plate, and that's going to be a call strike on the outside corner. As 0-1 count. Sanchez on deck, O'Gean in the hole. Cool breeze blowing from left to right. That's going to be fouled out of play off to the right, so 0-2 count. Lovington just having a lot of trouble making good solid contact with the balls by Hayes. Hayes has no strikeouts in this game. Hayes has no strikeouts, no walk, but her pitching is effective. Okay, you can be. There's another ground ball. This one more solid contact and pulled all the way to the left, foul down the left field line. So Morales is hitting it all over the place. Just wants to straighten it out, get solid contact, get a hit, and get on base. And then Lovington's got to move runners around and in. 0-2 count, 1 out, nobody on here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Ooh, a swing and foul tip as Morales reaching for that one. But, she knows that outside corner is getting called. And got to try to make contact with it when it's out in that direction. You risk getting called out. And she sets up pretty close to the plate. There's a high fly ball going out to center. Naranjo under it, calls for it, makes the grab as Morales gives it a ride and a try, but a fly out to center field, position 8 for out number 2. And that brings up number 5, Sabri Sanchez, the pitcher, coming up to the plate. Sanchez trying to help out her own cause in the circle. She had a double and got stranded her last time. Had a pop out her first time to the plate. She's 1 for 2. Watches the first one come in, and whoa, a really late decision on that call. On the outside corner, call strike 1. O'Gean on deck, Ellis in the hole as Lovington trying to get something started here. Swing and a line drive shot's going to fall in for a hit in front of Reed. She comes in on it and throws it in, but Sanchez with a nice little Texas leaguer. It's a line drive shot out onto shallow right, really.
Now batting senior number 9, Jocelyn O'Gean.
And she's on first base. So Jocelyn O'Gean, number 9, first baseman for Lovington, up to the plate. And O'Gean had a double and got stranded her first time out. Had a fly out to right field her second time. She's 1 for 2, third plate appearance. 2 outs, a runner on first, looking to move her around and in. Just get solid contact with the ball. And that is going to be a call strike on the outside corner. 0-1 count. Ellis on deck and Rodriguez in the hole. Has pressure on O'Gean. That's going to miss. Too far outside. 1-1 count. Swing and a high fly ball. Is it out of the yard? Is it going to carry? No! It's going to be a long fly ball out to center field. It will move a runner. No, that was it's out number 3. Oh, yeah, as again, long fly balls, pop outs. Oh, Lovington has just had a heck of a time trying to get hits and trying to move runners around after they get on. Tell you what, O'Gean had a good try at that. A long fly ball out to deep center for out number 3. Credit where credit's due. Some good outfielding there by Naranjo and company for Los Alamos. 4 up, 3 down with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Los Alamos leading this one 1-0. And we'll be back with more Lady Wildcat State softball action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
General Hospital supports all Lee County High School athletic programs and is proud to bring you this live play-by-play action. Norley Hospital knows your health needs should be taken seriously, which is why their physicians are always first to react. Why choose another hospital when you can have one right at home with Norley General Hospital? Call Norley at 396-6611 or come by for a visit and talk to their staff and bring back that state title.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat softball. It is the top of the 6th inning now, and Los Alamos up to the plate. It is bottom of the order, 9, and then back up to the top, 1-2. Andrea Dominguez, left fielder, up to the plate, and the first pitch is in. It's going to be a call strike on the outside corner for strike number 1. Lovington, what they want to do is get outs efficiently here. In that last at-bat, Los Alamos started hitting the ball more, and there's a call strike 2 on the outside corner. As second time through the lineup, Los Alamos started hitting, and they were able to plate 1 on a couple of hits. And that is going to be, it's going to just miss the outside corner for ball number 1. 1-2 count now on Dominguez, and then top of the order, Naranjo Young. As be a good idea to try to get this batter out at the bottom of the order. Swing and a miss, and she does. Strikeout for out number 1. That's 2 strikeouts against Dominguez. That's the 9th strikeout for Sanchez in the circle. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the order, Naranjo had a ground out and a strikeout, so she's 0 for 2. Swing and a foul out of play off to the right for strike number 1. Again, Lovington wants to try to get these outs efficiently, quickly, get back into the dugout, kind of shut down Los Alamos' momentum. It just feels like they have carried the momentum ever since they got that 1 run across to take the lead in this game. Oh, there's a hot grounder. Goes right by Yaya Garcia out to left field. Bailey Garcia picks it up, throws it in, makes a good play. But it was smoking when it went by Yaya Garcia. She put a glove down, but Naranjo with a screaming single is on first base. 1 out, 1 on. Young to the plate. She has 2 strikeouts so far in this game, but this is the 3rd time she's seeing Sanchez. That's a miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 count. As Young's at the plate, Cisneros on deck, and De Herrera is in the hole. Swing and a high fly ball, going to be a foul out of play as Savera, Corral, and O'Gean all give chase. But that was out of play, so just becomes a long strike 1. 1-1 the count, 1 out, 1 on, a lot of ones, and a 1-0 lead by Los Alamos on the board. That is going to just miss the outside corner. So 2-1 the count now. As Los Alamos dugout and fans have really come alive, making a lot of noise. Lovington has gone very quiet. They just need to get outs. And there's a foul ball out of play off to the right. That's going to even things up at 2-2. As the winner of this game stays in the winner's bracket and moves on to play next Thursday. I believe Thursday is the 15th? Yeah, Thursday is the 15th. Wednesday is the 14th. The Eunice girls are going to be playing on Wednesday, as they won their first game this last Wednesday and then lost the second one, but they will be playing on Wednesday. And And that is going to be a call. Strike 3 on the outside corner. The ump took his time on that one. Los Alamos does not like that call. They're booing, but a call strike, and that was Young, and that was her third strikeout at bat in this game for Los Alamos. And now Jamie Cisneros comes to the plate, a pop out and a strikeout, so she's 0 for 2. And the first pitch is a strike. So Sanchez looking sharp in the circle. Nice pitching as she's had, is that 10 strikeouts, I believe. And there's a ground ball that gets by Garcia. Again, goes out to left field. Gets by Yaya, goes out to Bailey, and Bailey makes the stop and the throw in. So that was a smoking ground ball. Second one hit in almost the same place. And that puts Cisneros on first, and that moves Naranjo over to second. So 2 singles give Los Alamos 2 base runners, but there are also 2 outs, and Lovington needs to remember that. They've got 2 outs. They just need the third. De Herrera up to the plate. And that is going to be a call strike on the outside corner. So 0-1 count. De Herrera had a single and scored her last time up and struck out. So she's 1 for 2 coming to this third plate appearance. A swing and a miss. A good pitch for Sanchez. And an 0-2 count. Now Sanchez needs to be kind of careful. De Herrera is going to be protecting the plate. Plus there are runners at first and second. And you don't want to have a mistake and have De Herrera pick one up and really send it. Snap throw down to first. Did she get her? No. Snap throw from Morales down to Olguin to try to get Cisneros off base. She dove back safely. And that was a ball. So 1-2 count. Runners at first and second. Lovington trying to keep Los Alamos from getting another run or any more runs off the plate. And a good swing and a miss as Sanchez, nice work in the circle, throwing a breaking ball in the outside corner and getting De Herrera to chase and miss. So strikeout for out number 3. Whew. Los Alamos threatens and puts two runners on, but can't get any runs across. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score, 1-0. Lovington trailing. They're coming up to the bat, and we'll have more Lady Wildcat State softball action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
It's no secret, at some point you'll have a question or need to replace or fix something on your vehicle. Whether your vehicle is new or ancient, Lovington Auto Supply is your trusted advisor when you need dependable auto parts. Not only do they have the parts you need, they have real answers to your real automotive questions, and that help keeps your vehicle running longer and stronger. Quality parts, helpful people. Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Napa, get up and go.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat softball. Bottom of the 6th inning, Lovington trailing 1-0, and it's going to be heart of the order, 4, 5, 6 due up. Zimri Ellis trying to get something started for Lovington. They trail by 1, and they would like to get a hit. There is a high fly ball. It's a foul territory, a pop, and Young goes over to catch it right in front of the Lovington dugout. Ellis hitting at the first pitch she saw. A weak pop, a foul pop out. Position 3 in the books for out number 1. Zabri Rodriguez coming to the plate. All right, Rodriguez hit a single and got stranded her first time up. Had a fly out to center field her second time. She's 1 for 2 and now wants to get something going for Lovington. They've had base runners, but they've left them stranded in this game. So they've got to populate the bases and get them around and in. First pitch is high and outside. Looked like it hung up in Hayes' hands. Looked like it was a bit of a change-up, off-speed pitch. That one's a little closer, and it is going to be a call strike as the ump takes a long time on that one. 1-1 the count. One out, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th, 1-0 your score. Los Alamos leading. Both of these teams advance on. This is the first round, considered first game, official game of the state tournament. First round, and both teams will advance. The winner in the winner's bracket, the loser will play in the consolation bracket, and this is considered a first loss. In the consolation bracket, one more loss, and you're done. So Lovington would like to win this game, move up there in the winner's bracket, and be much more in control of their own destiny. And that misses outside for ball number 4, and that's great as Zabri Rodriguez works the walk, and now Lovington has a base runner again. So 1 out, 1 on, and that's actually the first walk issued by Hayes. As Hayes, she's not going to blow you away with speed, but she has a good control, very good control, and she is very effective. Her pitch has a lot of spin, and it's a little hard for hitters to really connect and get great solid contact on. Yaya Garcia comes in, ground out and a pop out, so she's 0 for 2 and due. She's due. She takes a look at that one outside after fouling one off. So 1-1 the count, 1 out, a runner on first. Lovington's in business. If they can, the potential go-ahead run is at the plate. A high fly ball. It's going to be a pop out of a foul pop out of play. And count and a strike. So 1-2 the count. A swing and a high fly ball. Is it out of the yard? No, it's going back and trying to get it. Yes, Reed does get it. Makes the grab. Yaya Garcia giving it a ride. And again, I thought it might be really deep at the wall, but it did not travel as far. Reed was still able to grab it, make a good catch out there. Credit where credit is due as Lovington keeps hitting the ball, but they are getting robbed. Some of their flies have been routine. Some have been really good catches. And that was a little of both as Yaya gave it a try, but a fly out to position. Number 9 for out number 2 brings up Daphne Urahara to the plate. Urahara, the designated player in this game, batting only, I should say. There's a difference between batting and hitting. Everybody gets to come up to the plate as a batter, but you have to prove that you're a hitter, get a hit to be a hitter. Daphne Urahara very capable of doing just that. Swing and a foul back out of play. So 2-1 is the count. 2 outs, a runner on first. Lovington would like to bring that runner around and in, tie things up and take a little of the pressure off of them, but they would like even more to go ahead in this one. There's a weak out. I think there's a tense. That falls in. It does. It falls in. And the throw, though, comes in as Los Alamos is able to recover from that a lot better than some teams, as that was just a Texas leaguer hitting back behind first base. And I tell you what, Reed came in from right field. Cisneros also gave it chase from second base and not able to get it. There's no error on that. That just falls in and becomes an infield single for Daphne Urahara. If Los Alamos hadn't recovered and gotten that ball and thrown it over to third, thrown it in time against a lot of other teams, that would have scored that runner. Zabri Rodriguez from third instead. She's on third, and Urahara is on first. So runners at the corners, 2 outs. And Lovington threatening to go ahead and try to tie this up or go ahead. And Los Alamos knows that, so they're having a little time out just to talk in the circle. What that does is try to just get everybody on the same base, settle things down. It also tries to cool Lovington down and cool their momentum that they just built up by getting runners on and around. So no error on that, but a walk and an infield single have put Lovington runners on first and third. Bethany Tavera up to the plate. Tavera had a pop out and hit a double and got stranded, and she hits at the first pitch she sees and fouls that off down the third base line for strike one. So Lovington, after all this, they certainly don't want to strand those runners. They need to get at least a run across and tie it, take some of the pressure off, and get this back to a fresh ball game. A swing and a miss as Tavera thought about it, decided not to swing, then decided to swing a little late, and it was a little outside beyond her bat. Might have been a call strike on the outside corner had she not struck anyway. And a swing and a ground ball over to third. Garcia picks it up and fires over to Young at first, and Lovington threatens again but cannot move runners around and in. 5-3 in the books for out number 3, and Lovington with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We go to the top of the 7th. Los Alamos is leading 1-0. We'll be back with more Lady Wildcat softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Introduce.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcat softball from Lady Cat Field here in Lovington. It's state softball first round action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, and this has been a barn burner of a game, a frustrating game for the Lady Wildcats and for fans. Anybody watching this game just so frustrated for them as they've come so close to getting a run across and haven't managed to do that. And so now we go to the top of the 7th inning, and it is 5, 6, and 7 due up for Los Alamos here in the top of the 7th. It is Gonzalez, Chavez, Reed, and Gonzalez, the designated player with 2 strikeouts, and she hits that one. It's a high fly ball headed over, and catching that. That was an amazing catch as Corral from second base called for that and came over as Tavera was giving chase. Olguin was over there. And I believe that was, and even center fielder was over there, but I believe that was Corral who caught that one. So a high pop fly out to position 4 for out number 1. And now Chavez at the plate, hits the first pitch she sees. Yaya Garcia getting it and throws over to Olguin. Olguin with a great stretch. Hangs on to that. If it weren't for that stretch, being able to get and reach that ball, I think that would it would have been a tie to the runner, and it would not have been an out. But a good stop. Yaya Garcia got it, made the throw, great stretch, and 5-3 in the books for out number 2. Second out. Now Lovington needs to get this third out and not let Los Alamos get anything going here in the top of the 7th inning. And then Lovington has got to come up with at least 1 run to tie it in the bottom of the 7th, but they've got to hold them first right here. 2 outs, and second pitch swung on, missed for strike number 2. So Reed had an RBI single and reached. Reed is the reason why Los Alamos is one of the reasons why Los Alamos has that run. A swing and a miss, so strikeout, a big one. Wow, that is strikeout number 14 for Sabri Sanchez, and a big one. So 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And now, bottom of the 7th, Lovington has to get 1 run to tie it, 2 to win it, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 7th right here. More Lady Wildcat State softball action coming up.
Manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Are you ready to take the next step in your education?
Look no further than New Mexico Junior College.
Whether you're just starting out or aiming to advance your career, NMJC offers top-notch programs in so many different fields.
With small class sizes and dedicated instructors, you'll get the personal attention you deserve.
Plus, our campus is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and resources to support your learning journey.
Visit us online at nmjc.edu or stop by our campus to discover why NMJC is a smart choice for your education.
And welcome back to Lovington Lady Wildcat Softball. State softball action on Lovington Sports YouTube at HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan. Big thanks to all of our sponsors allowing for our broadcasts, and this has been a barn burner in a way, but a very frustrating game for the Lady Cats and for those watching, because they have had a lot of chances to put runs across and haven't managed to do it. And here they are in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's do or die time, because to win this game, they must get they've got to have 1 run across to tie it, 2 to win it. Now they can do it. They've certainly come back. They've had walk-off wins and in run-ruled games and tight games, but they have to do it right here. And it is the bottom of the order. Call strike 1 against number 12. That's Braylon Hernandez. Braylon batting in place of Bailey Garcia. And first pitch is a call strike. 0-1 count. Swing and a foul back, out of play. As Lovington, even if they were to lose this game, we want for them to win it. They want to win it. They want to stay in the winner's bracket. But both of these teams move on to the next round at the state tournament, and they will play, each of these teams will play games on Thursday. Lovington wants to do it from the winner's bracket. So that's why they've got to get 1 run across to tie it, force extra innings, or 2 runs to win it right here. And that's fouled off. And count is 1-2. Count remains 1-2. Now on Braylon Hernandez. That's going to miss. 2 outside for ball number 2. Yes, I think that was definitely way outside. I mean, this ump has called the outside corner generously. He's been consistent. He has called it generously for both pitchers. Swing and a miss as Hernandez goes down swinging for out number 1. And that's the first strikeout for Hayes in this game. She has walked 1 and struck out 1, but her pitch and her pitching have been solid, and it's just been very difficult for Lovington to get hits off of her, and especially timely hitting. So now top of the order, and we're going to have another substitute batter, as I think this is Johanna Ochoa. Number 23. Alice had gotten good contact on the ball. She hit long fly balls out, 2 of them out to center field, 1 out to right, but she was 0 for 3. And there's a swing and a miss at a pitch on the outside corner, as Hayes with an 0-1 count on Ochoa. Lovington down to their final 2 outs to try to tie it up or win it. High fly ball headed out to center, and a shallow hit will put Ochoa on base. She comes in off the bench and does her job, gets a single and gets on base, and now Lovington with some hope. 1 out, a runner on first. A shallow hit into right field puts her on base. And I believe there is a courtesy runner as Morales actually will come out and run for Ochoa. So Ochoa was the substitute batter and got on base, but now Morales will actually be the substitute runner on first as Coach McCraw wants all the base running speed that he can, and Lovington can't afford any mental errors here or base running errors. They've got to have the speed, but they've got to be completely focused in. Number 5, Sabri Sanchez to the plate. First pitch is a ball, so 1-0 count, 1 out, a runner on first. Lovington must have 1 run across to tie it and 2 to win it. A throw down to first, but Morales back in time. And 2 balls and no strikes now. So Lovington can hope to try to rattle Los Alamos. Los Alamos has played very well. A little bunt is a nice one, and it is going to be a sac bunt. It does move the runner, Morales, into scoring position, but now Lovington down to their final out as a sac bunt for out number 2. And just if she hadn't hit that one just quite as hard and had just a tiny bit more speed, she didn't get thrown out by much there, but it was a good throw and play. 1-3 for out number 2. And now Jocelyn O'Gean, 2 outs. It's all on her shoulders. Boy, you feel the pressure for her as that is going to miss way outside for ball 1. So Jocelyn O'Gean. O'Gean had a double and got stranded, had a nice ringing double, solid hitter first time at bat, and then a fly out to right and a fly out to center. So she's 1 for 3 and completely capable of doing her job, getting on base. She could draw a walk, she could get on base and put runners on first and second. She could move that runner around and in with a hit. She's also capable of putting it out of the park. She has a 2-0 count on her, and that misses 3-0. So a good eye. Gotta feel, Hayes has struck out 1 and walked 1 in the circle in this game. And she puts that across when she has to. So Hayes, the take sign was on. Coach playing the percentages there. Can't fault him for that. 3-1 the count now as Hayes puts 1 right over the plate with the take sign on. So 3-1. And that misses high for ball 4. Good eye as Jocelyn O'Gean on base on first and second now. Runners for Lovington. And that brings up number 6, Zimri Ellis, the center fielder at the plate. She had a foul pop out. A ground out, and a line drive out. Man, she smoked one in her first at bat and got robbed by a really good catch out there in center field by Naranjo. So she's 0 for 3 and due. Boy, is she ever. And man, you just feel the pressure on her shoulders. Coach McCraw trying to mitigate that as much as he can by just telling her, Zim, you can do it. She's capable. She knows she can do it. She's just got to stay positive in her head, not get psyched out here, and come up with her first hit of this game or get a walk. That misses outside for ball 1, so that's 5 straight balls thrown. No, not 5 straight balls. It was 3, and it was 3 balls, a strike, and then a ball to O'Gean. Swing and a foul for strike 1. 1-1 the count. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Lovington down to their final 2 strikes. And the Coach McCraw, I don't know what he's talking about. They have a substitute runner. They have a substitute runner in. That's going to be number 10, Malaya Castro, in at first to run for... Substitute runner. Okay. So runners at first and second. And a 1-1 count on Zimri Ellis at the plate. Lovington trailing by 1 run. This has been a nail-biting game, a tense one, and a frustrating one for Lovington. But some really good fielding, some good pitching, really solid pitching in this one as well, and some great fielding, some highlight reel catches and plays. And a high fly ball. Is it out of the park? It's out of the park. It leaves the yard, and Lovington wins. A walk-off 3-run homer puts Lovington in the winner's bracket. 3-1 final score. Zimri Ellis, the hero of this game, parks one over the center field fence. A line drive shot over center field. A 3-run home run. Incredible nail-biting game comes down to the final out and at bat. Zimri Ellis, a 3-run home run, brings them in and around, and Lovington wins this one 3-1. Incredible. Lady Wildcats win it, but Los Alamos took them down to the wire in this one. A well-played game. Wow, this is the kind of softball you want to see at this level. First round of the state tournament action, absolutely. Los Alamos knows they left everything out on the field, and they advance, but they will go to Albuquerque and play Thursday in the consolation bracket. Your Lady Wildcats winning the first game they played today. Back-to-back wins for them, and now they are in the winner's bracket. They also will play Thursday, and we'll have more information on that coming up. I think Lovington will play the 9 a.m. game, and Los Alamos plays at 1 on Thursday. We'll double-check that, but Lovington escapes this one. Wow, what an exciting finish to a good game. Congratulations to Los Alamos, and they've earned that right to move on. But the Lovington Lady Cats with incredible 3-1 win here. Wow, wow, wow. Be back to wrap this one up in just a couple of minutes here. More Lady Wildcat softball coming up on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.
Pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jal, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Lovington Municipal Schools welcomes everyone back. Students, faculty, staff, and parents. This year, show your Wildcat spirit by supporting Lovington students and their activities. While the students are working hard on their games and grades, Lovington schools are working hard for your students and parents. They have a great website full of helpful information to keep you up to date. Check out lovingtonschools.net and stay up to date with Lovington school activities and announcements. And go Cats!
When you want the job done right, trust the professionals at DNC Electric for all your electrician's needs. DNC Electric does oil well installations, battery installations, power lines, automation electric motor repairs, transformer repair, and so much more. When you want a reliable, dependable electrician for all your commercial and industrial services, call DNC Electric 492-0044, 575-492-0044. DNC Electric, 1444 West Broadway.
Norley General Hospital supports all Lee County High School athletic programs and is proud to bring you this live play-by-play action. Norley Hospital knows your health needs should be taken seriously, which is why their physicians are always first to react. Why choose another hospital when you can have one right at home with Norley General Hospital? Call Norley at 396-6611 or come by for a visit and talk to their staff and bring back that state title. Stone Oilfield Services says many traffic fatalities may be caused by an intoxicated driver. So do yourself and your community a favor and remember the 3 C's of safety: caution, courtesy, and above all, common sense. Safe and sober driving is everyone's responsibility. That message was from Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington, a name you can trust and depend on. For quality and integrity, call 575-396-1840. From the Stone family and staff at Stone Oilfield Services.
And welcome back to Lady Wildcat Softball on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. What excitement, what a finish, what a game, what a win. Lady Wildcats moving on in the winner's bracket to play Thursday in Albuquerque. But here, let's wrap this one up. 3-1 was your final score. Lovington scored 3 runs on 9 hits. They commit 1 error. They left 8 on base. That's why it came down to that final at bat for them, because they were getting hits. They were leaving them on base, and they got a walk and a single, and then a 3-run home run belted by Zimri Ellis for the walk-off 3-1 win in the bottom of the 7th. Amazing, as they committed 1 error, but get this, Los Alamos scored 1 run on 4 hits. They committed no errors in this game, and they left 3 on base. Now, as far as pitching goes, it was Hayes in the circle for Los Alamos. She struck out 1, she walked 2, but she allowed 9 hits. But Lovington was having trouble getting true hits off of her. She did a nice, solid job in the circle, but man, Sabri Sanchez had 14 strikeouts and no walks. Again, you went from effective pitching, Hayes' effective pitching, and good fielding for Los Alamos kept them in this game and kept them ahead once they did score. The first run in this game was not scored until the top of the 5th inning. And then there were no more scores until Lovington scored 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning at the very end of the game. So Lovington, again, they had 9 hits, including the out-of-the-park 3-run homer by Zimri Ellis to win it and end it. But what a game. So congratulations to both teams. Of course, the Lady Cats moving on, and both of these teams play on Thursday, and we'll have those games from the state tournament. So we will have, of course, the Lovington game. We won't have the Los Alamos game, but we will have the Eunice girls who advanced, and they play on Wednesday. So we'll have that game from the state tournament and on Wednesday, and then we will have the Lovington girls game for you on Thursday. And the Lovington boys lost their game today lost their 2 of 3 series against Albuquerque Academy in Albuquerque today. That second game was played, so they are out. But Eunice boys, as the top seed in the state, drew a bye into the next phase, into next week's games, and the Eunice boys also will play on Wednesday in the quarterfinals of state 2A baseball. So the girls that are making it, the girls and boys that make it up to Albuquerque next week will be the Eunice girls Wednesday, the Lovington girls Thursday, and the Eunice boys also playing on Thursday. Now for game times, for complete game times, information about who these teams will play and face, all of that, I'll have that information coming up for you Monday morning on our sports report on all of our stations, but also you'll be able to see the game post that we should have. We probably won't wait till Wednesday to put a game post up about who's playing whom and when and where and how to watch those games, and the links that we'll put up. We'll put those up on our Facebook pages in a post probably before Wednesday, on or before Wednesday, and then we'll have those games set for you. You'll be able to see who's playing when and where on the front page at HobbsAmerica.com. So that does it. Thank you very much to Evie Stuber for monitoring video and audio. Thank you very much again to Evelyn O'Gean and the crew up here in the booth for lots of support and help. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And I'm Dawn Morgan saying so long from a great day. Lady Wildcats winning their first game today. They did that 16-1, and they did that over Moriarty, and then playing this one with a 3-1 victory over Los Alamos. That's it. Thanks for watching and listening to Lady Wildcat State Softball action on Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com.